Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Rouse Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Tonight from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California, we are going to feature the Washington Nationals and the Los Angeles Dodgers. The commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the MLB, the MLBPA, the American League, National League, or their sponsors. We are giving English reports on the game being played and hope that English-speaking fans around the globe can enjoy the games on YouTube and Twitch along with us. Tonight, from Chavez Ravine, it is the second game of the series between the Nationals and the Dodgers. Last night, Washington won the opener in this one. And we are going to give you the starting lineups first from the visitors from Washington. And leading off and playing in center field wearing number 16 is Victor Robles. Batting second and playing second base wearing number 1 is Cesar Hernandez. Batting third and right field wearing number 22 is Juan Soto. And the cleanup spot and playing first base wearing number 19 is Josh Bell. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting wearing number 29 is Yadiel Hernandez. Batting sixth and doing the catching wearing number 20 is Keibert Ruiz. Batting seventh and playing shortstop wearing number 2 is Luis Garcia. Batting eighth and playing third base wearing number 7 is Michael Franco. And batting ninth in left field wearing number 28 is Lane Thomas. And they'll be facing Mitch White, who takes to the hill with a 1-2 record. He's worked 50 innings this year. He's allowed 42 hits, 23 runs, 21 of which have been earned. He's walked 19 and struck out 43, pitching to an ERA of 3.98. So that's the starting lineup for the Nationals, and now the starting lineup for the home team for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Leading off in right field, wearing number 50 is Mookie Betts. Batting second and playing shortstop wearing number 6 is Trey Turner. Third and playing first base wearing number 5 is Freddie Freeman. And the cleanup spot and doing the catching wearing number 16 is Will Smith. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting wearing number 18 is Jake Lamb. Batting sixth at third base wearing number 13 is Max Muncy. Hitting seventh and playing second base wearing number 9 is Gavin Lux. Batting eighth and in center field wearing number 35 is Cody Bellinger. And batting ninth in left field wearing number 25 is Trace Thompson. And they are going to be facing Josiah Gray, the former farmhand for the Dodgers, as Gray is 7-6 on the season. He's worked 92 innings, allowed 78 hits, 46 runs, 45 of which have been earned. He has struck out 39 and walked 39 and struck out 106 and pitched to an ERA of 4.40. Well, we've got our friends in the house tonight. We've got Jason VT Sports Guy. We got JG50, Steve Rademacher. We welcome everybody in tonight to listen to this one. And he'll be here for the short term and for the long term. I'm glad you guys could be here. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call of the first inning. It is Nationals-Dodgers when we return after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the game.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. A reminder, don't forget to go check out Steve Rademacher after the game for all your entertainment needs, whether it be Money Monday, Takeover Tuesday, the Saturday morning cartoons, or the Sunday shoutouts. He's got something for everybody. Well, Mitch White has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're about ready to get this one underway. Our friend Jason, VT Sports Guy, says is Soto going to stay in Los Angeles after this series, or is he going to head to the Cardinals or the Red Sox? Well, I have to tell you, I think that probably the Cardinals can offer a pretty good package for him, as there is a fastball that misses inside to Victor Robles, and we are underway in Los Angeles. Robles on the season batting .235. He's got 3 homers and 24 runs batted in. And White goes into the motion and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now even at 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Robles. He had a chance to watch Mitch White in his last start before the All-Star break. As he went against the San Francisco Giants, he got a no decision in 5+ innings. And here comes the pitch to Robles. It's a breaking ball missing down and away, and the count is now 2-1. White was very effective in those 5+ innings of work, only allowed 1 hit against the Giants, keeping the hitters off balance. A little bit surprising, as we hadn't really seen much of this young right-hander. As here comes the 2-1 offering now to Robles. He rocks into the motion and he kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of Trace Thompson, who collects it and flips it back into the infield. And that is a leadoff single here for Robles in the first inning. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Cesar Hernandez. For Hernandez on the season, he's batting .242. He's got no homers and 21 RBIs, hitting in the 2-hole behind the center fielder Robles. Hernandez is a switch hitter. He's batting from the left side against the right-hander White. White checks the runner over at first, and he gets his sign now from his catcher, Keibert Ruiz, as he's ready, or as from his catcher, Will Smith. Keibert Ruiz, of course, is catching for the Washington Nationals tonight. He throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Robles. So no count here to Hernandez. Hernandez batting from the left side against the right-hander White. He checks the runner again at first base, and he comes set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and it's a called strike, and the count is 1-1. The umpires for tonight's game, working home plate, is Chris Conroy. The first base umpire is Edwin Moniscazo. The second base umpire is Ron Culpa. And sitting in the rocking chair at third base is Carlos Torres. It's a beautiful night in Los Angeles as it sits at 72 degrees. The skies are clear. It's a perfect night for baseball. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Cesar Hernandez. It's another healthy crowd in the midweek in Los Angeles. Not quite the crowd that they had when the Giants were in town, but nevertheless, they are not a lot of empty seats in the lower deck. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And again, they threw over to first base, and again, Robles dives back safely. Robles is a threat to run. He's got 11 stolen bases on the year, as he is playing a little cat and mouse with Mitch White on the mound. White checks the runner again, and he comes set. Here comes the 1-1 offering to Hernandez. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is tap foul. Robles was running on the pitch, so that's going to run the count now to 1-2. He did have a pretty good jump to the speedy center fielder. You can see that White is really jockeying with him. He's mixing his hold counts. He wants to try to get themselves into scoring position. The Nationals, of course, yesterday knocked off the Dodgers in that ball game. They're looking to make it 2 straight here. One probably wouldn't have predicted that the Nationals would walk into Los Angeles and knock off the Dodgers and now look for the win in the series tonight. As they throw over to first base, and diving back in time safely again is Robles. Last night, the Nationals knocked them off 4-1. It was a big 4-run 5th inning. Did the trick for the Nationals in the 5th inning of last night's game. And here's the pitch from White. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2. Juan Soto knocked in a pair of runs last night. Cesar Hernandez and Yadiel Hernandez also knocked in a run. Hernandez got the action going with a solo shot off of the starter Tony Gonsolin. So here's the 1-2 again to Hernandez. As White holds, he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of Trace Thompson. Again, he flicks it back into the infield. Stopping at second is Victor Robles. So the Nats have something brewing here in their half of the first inning, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Juan Soto. How many more at-bats are we going to see Juan Soto in a Nationals uniform? Well, enjoy it right now, Nationals fans, because there may not be a whole lot of many games left for him to be playing in. So Soto steps to the plate. He's batting .248 on the season. He's got 20 homers and 45 runs batted in. He's one of the most dangerous hitters in all of baseball. His batting average is down a little bit this season, but nevertheless, he is absolutely one of the top players in the game. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Soto. The question is what kind of return can the Nationals get for their star outfielder? He currently leads the major leagues in walks. He's got 83 walks and 59 strikeouts. We've mentioned in the stream before, there are not too many players across the game who walk more than they strike out. And there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field. If it stays fair, it's trouble, and it is just going to hook foul down the right field line. That is going to run the count to 1-1. And that brings the smile out to the right fielder Soto as he walks back. It did not go foul by much. Waiting on deck is the switch hitting Josh Bell, who's probably benefited the most by hitting behind Juan Soto this year. If they want to pitch to Soto, they've got to pitch to Bell, and he's been the recipient of seeing some more fastballs. And there's a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away. Soto is very animated, always has been in the batter's box as he fouled that pitch away, and he's nodding and looking out at the pitcher and having his way with them. He does do a lot of talking. He's got a lot of animation in the box. Some people see it as cockiness. Some people see it as confidence. But he definitely has a plan, and for a young hitter, he is really fun to watch. Here comes the 1-2 offering from White. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that backs Soto off the plate, and the count has now gone to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Very difficult player to strike out. The other thing that's interesting to watch is that he did strike out 132 times in his second year in the big leagues when he was 20 years old. But last year in a full season, he was cut that down to only 93 times. This year here, he may be cutting that down even less. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is to Soto. We say that because he's at 59 strikeouts for the year. He's probably on pace to strike out about 80 to 85 times. And here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's tapped slowly down the first baseline. It is fielded by White. He underhands it and flips to first. And that is going to retire Soto on a ground out 1-3 for the first out of the inning. It's going to advance Robles to third and Hernandez to second. It was basically a swinging bunt down the first baseline. It was just as effective for that. And that is going to put runners at second and third with 1 out and bring the switch hitting Josh Bell to the plate. For Bell on the season, he's batting .302. He's got 13 homers and 51 runs batted in. There's a lot of speculation swirling around Bell that he might be available. There was word the other day that the Milwaukee Brewers may be interested in his services. In some ways, the Brewers have not really been set at first base for quite a while, even though Rowdy Tellez has had his moments. Here's the first pitch to Bell. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Bell. I would think that the Brewers would be looking for an upgrade at that position. Bell's got the Stars and Stripes gloves on, as if every day is Independence Day. That was what a lot of the players were wearing. But with the Washington Nationals in their uniform, it really matches up well. Here comes the 0-1 offering to Bell. As White kicks and delivers, it is a fastball swung on. It is tapped slowly over to third. It is fielded by the third baseman, Muncy. He throws on the run to first. That's going to retire Bell, but that's going to bring home Victor Robles for the first run of the ball game, as that'll go into the books as a ground out 5-3. Bell gets himself an RBI. Robles will score. Hernandez will advance to third. The Nationals have opened up the scoring here in the top of the first with a 1-0 lead. And that is going to bring the designated hitter, Yadiel Hernandez. So for Hernandez, he's batting .269 on the season. He's got 7 homers and 34 RBIs. He hit his 7th homer of the season in last night's ball game. We got a chance to see Hernandez a couple of weeks ago for the first time. He is originally born in Cuba, a real professional-looking hitter. maybe underrated and certainly undervalued. And the first pitch is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Hernandez. Hernandez is in his third year with Washington. He's 34 years old. Last year was where he started to see regular action with the Nats. He hit .273 last year with 9 homers and 32 RBIs. He's basically on the same pace and the same type of numbers as he did last year, but he's only played in 75 games this year. And there's a breaking ball that just misses, and the count is now 1-1 to Hernandez. Last night, the homer off Tony Gonsolin was an opposite field one, as he was able to ride him out the other way. He was a part of that big 4-run uprising in the ball game last night. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. As White holds at the belt, and now he delivers it as a fastball swung on. This ball's lined to left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Yadiel Hernandez is going to have a single and an RBI, and that's going to increase the lead to 2-0. Cesar Hernandez crosses the plate. The Nationals have opened up the scoring here in the top of the first, as they've been able to string 3 singles together. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Keibert Ruiz. So for Ruiz, he's batting .249 on the season. He's got 3 homers and 22 RBIs. Hernandez really not that much of a threat to run. He's got a couple of stolen bases this year. We will still nevertheless keep an eye on him. As here comes the offering to Ruiz. As White delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Ruiz and Josiah Gray, the starter for Washington tonight, where the centerpiece is going the other way to the Nationals as part of the Trey Turner and Max Scherzer trade last year. Both are going to be integral parts of the Nationals ball club moving forward. As a breaking ball that misses outside, count goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Ruiz. What was interesting about Ruiz is when he broke into the big leagues is his very first at bat of his career, he hit a home run. That was in 2020. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on one hop, taken by the third baseman Muncy, who's in the shift. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Ruiz. There is a ground out 5-3 for out number 3. So just to finish that thought on Ruiz, he also homered in his very first at bat of the 2021 campaign. So back-to-back years in the first at bats of the season had hit homers. So the wrap on this one is there were 2 runs in the inning on 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We're through a half inning. It is the Washington Nationals 2, the Los Angeles Dodgers coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the first after this when we return. Thanks for stopping in and listening. We appreciate you. And here's our friend, Dave from Zero Fox Sports.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Fox Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Appreciate you, Dave, at Zero Fox Sports. Be sure to go check him out after the ball game. 2-0 for the Nationals as we cruise to the bottom of the first. We'll be back in just a moment after this. Welcome back, everybody. Josiah Gray is just completing his warm-up tosses, and the right-hander is ready to take to the hill for the Washington Nationals against his former organization, the Los Angeles Dodgers. He will be facing the top of the order for the Dodgers in Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, and Freddie Freeman, as they will come to bat here to get things going against Washington. Washington jumped the Dodgers for 2 runs in the top of the first inning. They have got themselves a 2-0 lead as Gray is ready to take over here on the mound in the bottom of the first. So Betts strides to the plate, batting from the right side. He is hitting .266 on the season with 22 homers and 51 RBIs. He takes a fastball down for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Pretty much a fastball slider pitcher, fastball breaking ball. Pitcher is Gray. Gray has a curveball and a slider, so 2 different variations of the breaking ball. There's a fastball swung on and fouled straight back. It hits the umpire and is going to run the count at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Betts. Betts has had a very solid season for the Dodgers this year. Not quite the MVP numbers that we saw in years past, but a respectable .266. And here's the pitch from Gray. It's a breaking ball that misses inside. The count is now 2-1. The thing that I noticed about Gray, we saw him in a couple of starts earlier this year, is that I'd be curious to see how long he's going to last here in this game against LA and the Dodger hitters. Here's the 2-1 offering. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted to straightaway center field. Racing back on it is Robles. He's at the wall, and he's going to watch this go to straightaway center field as Mookie Betts has cut the lead in half with a solo home run here in the lead off the bottom of the first inning. There are fireworks in Los Angeles already, and the All-Star game is already gone by a week. And Mookie Betts has homered to cut the lead to 2-1. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Trey Turner. The words out of my mouth about Josiah Gray is he going to be able to be too predictable here with his fastball and slider? That was a fastball right down the middle of the plate and driven right back to straightaway center field by Betts. Was a no-doubter. You knew it as soon as he left the box that ball was going to be gone. And here comes the first offering now to Trey Turner. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 1, and it's 0-1 to Turner. Turner hitting .306 on the season, 15 homers and 69 runs batted in. As here's the offering from Gray. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. It's the 34th time in the career for Mookie Betts that he's hit a leadoff home run. As he deposited that one to straightaway center field under the batter's eye. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. And the count is now 1-2 to Turner. Trey Turner, familiar with his former teammates in Washington, as he spent his entire career there before the trade to Los Angeles last year. There is some flavor between these 2 clubs. As here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Betts. Gray works fairly quickly with nobody on base out of the windup as he's ready to go again. He rocks into the motion and kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Turner is gone on strikes for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. For Freeman on the season, he's batting .322. He's got 15 homers and 62 runs batted in. Freeman enjoying himself another fine season, this time in the Dodger blue as opposed to the Atlanta colors. And here comes the offering from Gray as Gray rocks into the motion and he kicks and delivers. That's a breaking ball that misses down to Freeman, and the count is 1-0. I remember I was listening to Dane Dunning last year with the Texas Ball Club, and Dunning was talking about how, in particular, he would not show too many of his pitches early on in the ball game, and there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. He had to change his ways a little bit because he felt that he got knocked around a little bit too much. In some ways, I think that Josiah Gray really shows his out pitches too soon here in the ball game. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. But there's going to be room. Moving underneath it is the left fielder, Lane Thomas, who makes the catch, and that's going to retire Freeman for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the catcher, Will Smith. So for Smith, he's batting .262. He's got 14 homers and 47 runs batted in. And just checking in on the action that's going on in Detroit between the Padres and the Tigers. They're in extra innings. And the Padres had the bases loaded. And Luke Voigt was hit by a pitch, and then the next batter was also hit by a pitch. So the Tigers had gifted the Padres a couple runs on hit batters. There's a breaking ball that drops into Will Smith, and the count is 0-1. We'll get you caught up on the out-of-town scoreboard as this game continues on. Here comes the 0-1 offering. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Smith. So no balls and 2 strikes. Smith waggles the bat, waiting on the offering from Gray, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly over to third. It is fielded neatly by the third baseman, Mikael Franco. He throws to first, and that is going to do it as Will Smith is gone for the third out of the inning. Well, the Dodgers get one back on the leadoff home run by Mookie Betts. There was a run in the inning on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left the board. We're now through 1 complete. It is the Washington Nationals 2, the Los Angeles Dodgers 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a few after this from our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the second inning. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the Washington batting order to come to bat to face the starter, Mitch White. It'll be Luis Garcia, Michael Franco, and Lane Thomas to get things going here in the top half of the second inning. The Nats jumped out to a quick 2-0 lead as Victor Robles and Cesar Hernandez had singles to lead off the game. And then after a couple of groundouts, which cashed in 1 run, Yadiel Hernandez knocked in the second there in the top of the first inning. So here we go. Here comes the first offering now to Garcia as White gets the sign from his catcher, Smith. He rocks himself into the motion, and now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Garcia batting .277 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 15 runs batted in. He bats from the left side against the right-handed White, and he swings at a breaking ball, and he lifts this one down the left field line. Racing over towards the stands is Trace Thompson. He slides feet first into the wall, but he's not going to be able to make the catch. And that is going to drop in foul territory, and it's going to run the count to 1-2. Thompson had to come a long way for it. He had to slide because he didn't want to go into the wall at full speed, and the wall ends up stopping him before he was able to make the grab. And that's going to run the count, as we say, to 0-2 to Garcia. So Garcia gets himself back set again. Now he is waiting the offering from White. Rocks into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down. The count is now 1-2 strikes. We watched that Dodger game against the Giants where White was only allowed the one hit. He really was able to keep the hitters off balance. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 1-2. He was able to mix his fastball and breaking balls effectively. It wasn't until the 6th inning that the Giants started to get to him where he was taken out of the game, but he gave them 5+ innings. The Dodgers will be looking for something similar tonight against the Nats. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1-2 strikes it is to Luis Garcia. Garcia getting the start tonight at shortstop. Of course, Carter Kieboom was supposed to be the guy that the Nationals had pinned hitched their wagon to, but Kieboom had to get some Tommy John surgery. He's out for the entire year. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. So there's been a number of players that the Nationals have been rolling through that spot. Nats also have some top prospects down in the minor leagues that are potential players for that position long-term. As here comes the offering now to Garcia. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly to short. It is fielded by Trey Turner. He fires across the diamond, and that is going to retire Garcia on a ground out 6-3 for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up the third baseman, Cal Franco. For Franco on the season, he's batting .238. He's got 8 homers and 38 runs batted in. As he is coming up to face the right-hander White. Franco bats from the right side. He began his career with the Philadelphia Phillies as he takes a fastball off the outside corner for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. But Franco is a fairly productive player. He's bounced around a little bit since his time there. And here comes the 1-0 offering. As the fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-1. Brady House, the 19-year-old, they expect that he'll be at the big league level come 2024. He is one of the top prospects that the Nats had signed. Armando Cruz, an 18-year-old that they threw a lot of money at, he's expected to reach the big leagues in 2018. As a breaking ball misses down, the count is 2-1. Armando Cruz, a 5'10", 160-pound player that they had thrown quite a bit of money at. Nationals have 2 shortstops in the top 10 of their system, depending on the boards you look at. There's a breaking ball swung at and fouled away. The count now is 2-2. There's also another shortstop in the organization, Jackson Clough. He's a little bit down the line there, as Clough is 25, and he's in Double-A at the moment. And also Sammy Infante, another mid-level prospect, Yasel Antuna, who's a shortstop third baseman. And there's a breaking ball that misses down and away. The count is now 3-2 to Franco. So lots of shortstops potentially in that spot. Also Lucius Fox, who is in AAA right now, but they're not sure if he's going to play second base, outfield. He's kind of considered almost a super utility type of player. So here's the 3-2 pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count remains at 3-2 to Franco. So there's hope on the way for the Nationals, but this current roster here, depending on what the haul they can get for Juan Soto, and they should get a pretty steady return back for the switch-hitting Josh Bell. Could really shape the future of the franchise depending on what kind of prospects they can get in return for the likes of Soto. Now, the home plate umpire, Chris Conroy, puts up the brakes and calls for time as Franco steps out. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. White rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly to short. It's backhanded by Turner. He fires across the diamond. That's going to retire Franco. Ground out 6-3 for out number 2, and that will bring up the left fielder, Lane Thomas. For Thomas on the season, he's batting .223. He's got 9 homers and 34 runs batted in. Certainly, if the St. Louis Cardinals are involved with the trade. They know the number due the Washington Nationals, as Thomas was a former Cardinal. He's currently 0 for 15 with 8 strikeouts this year against the Dodgers as he swings at a fastball. It's grounded up the middle. It's backhanded by the second baseman, Lux. He throws to first, and it's not going to be in time as his momentum was taking him into left field. Great play by Lux just to get there. As that ball ricocheted off the mound, it had some spin that was taking it more into left field than it was straight up the middle. Lux backhanded it and threw it across the diamond, but beating it safely is the speedy Thomas. That's going to be an infield hit. That's going to bring up the top of the order, Victor Robles. For Robles tonight, he is 1 for 1, and he came around and scored the first run of the game on the infield ground out by Josh Bell. So Robles steps to the plate. He's raised his season average to 239 with that knock in the first inning. And here's the first pitch that he squares to bunt it as a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. We'll have to keep our eye on Thomas here. Thomas only has 1 stolen base on the season, but this is definitely a situation where he could be off to the races because even if he gets thrown out, you've got the top of the order to come to bat next inning. So here's the 1-0 offering. As White delivers again, squaring to bunt is Robles. This time it was pushed foul down the first base line, fielded by Freddie Freeman in foul territory. That's going to run the count to 1-1. So just a little bit too hard on the bunt. But Robles is looking to make something happen here. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Freddie Freeman generally fields his position pretty well. He's more than adequate, above average fielder. I wouldn't say he's a plus fielder, but a good fielder. And here comes the first offering from White. Again, he squares to bunt. Down to second goes the runner. The throw is not in time as Thomas has got himself a stolen base. So the pitch was down. That's going to run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike to Robles. But now that puts Thomas into scoring position. And they are on the phone, are the Dodgers. I wonder if we're going to have a look at this one. And so, no, they're not. They're going to carry on as Dave Roberts. The throw looked like it may have been in time. The problem was it was up high, and Gavin Lux had to get the throw down. Now, the piece to that is that Thomas, in my opinion, he got to the base first, and the glove came off of the fielder, and it looked like maybe Thomas had come off the base, but Gavin Lux did not apply the tag or keep the tag on the sliding Thomas. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is, and here's the offering now to Robles. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. So that's the 41st pitch of the ball game for White. He has not been as effective as he was the other outing against the Giants. So here comes the 3-1 offering to Robles. White checks the runner at second. He checks Thomas again, and then he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is rolled over to short. It is fielded by Turner. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Robles on the ground out 6-3 for out number 3. Well, the Nationals in their half of the inning, they threaten, but they don't score. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 1.5 innings. It is the Washington Nationals 2, the Los Angeles Dodgers 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher once again. After this is done, be sure to go check out his channel, as he's got all your entertainment needs.
Hello, friends. Steve coming back at you, a clean-shaven Steve. Thank you for watching The Last Raps Baseball. And please continue to support my channel among others, like Another Hollis Build. Awesome commercial. And now I'll show you a few more things that we do have. We have toys, like this bobblehead Star Wars on wheels. We have Noids. We can't keep avoiding them forever. We do have Legos. Love my Legos. We have Origami Folder. Check him out. He's new into this, getting started, has good following already. We have Red Beard Breaks. And we also have these things that, in a pinch, will tell you what your temperature is. So, if you like all of this, and if you like Last Raps Baseball, join all of us. We'd love to have you, and I know you would enjoy us. Thank you, peace, good night, and cheers.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. In turn, we support Steve Rademacher after the game. Go check him out. Whether it's his No Filter Friday, the Money Monday, or the Takeover Tuesday, there's something there for everybody. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the second inning. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Los Angeles lineup to face Josiah Gray. That means it's going to be Jake Lamb, Max Muncy, and Gavin Lux. Jake Lamb gets the nod at the DH position tonight. He is hitting .250 with a couple of homers and 4 RBIs as he takes a breaking ball inside, and the count is 1-0. For Jake Lamb, he has bounced around a little bit since his time in Arizona. Began his career with the Diamondbacks. He was an all-star back in 2017. As there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. But since 2020, he has been with the Oakland Athletics, the White Sox, the Blue Jays, and now has landed himself in Los Angeles. So here comes the 2-0 offering to Lamb, and it's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. One would have to think that the edge in this game is definitely still on the side of the Dodgers, even though the Nationals hold a 2-1 lead right now. Here comes the offering. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 3-1. I wonder how the bookies would look at this if they had a live bet on this one here. How far Josiah Gray would have to go, and how big a lead the Nats would have to have before it's turned over to the Washington bullpen. And there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now brought ball 4 to Jake Lamb, and he is aboard with a leadoff walk here to start the second inning. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Max Muncy. For Muncy on the season, he's batting .160. He's got 9 homers and 31 RBIs. I've been saying this really since his injury last year in August. He's not been the same hitter. He got hurt there, and he is not the same guy. His batting average has suffered this year. You see sometimes that with guys with wrist injuries, that they take a little bit longer to recover, if they even recover at all. So here comes the first offering to Muncy as Gray kicks and fires. It is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Certain players, they really struggle after that type of injury. And think of a player like Jmar Candelario for the Detroit Tigers. A guy like Candelario who struggles because he had the wrist surgery and he's lost his power. Really doesn't have the power that they expected, although he's been able to hit a few home runs this year, as there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Different players over their careers, when you think of guys who end up with wrist injuries, that sort of derails their career, and Muncy is in that boat right now. You'll be curious to see how he rebounds over the next bit. There's a breaking ball that's down in the dirt, and it squirts away from Ruiz, and down to second base will go Lamb. So he's got himself in scoring position. That's going to go down as a wild pitch. It's going to run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike to Muncy. Muncy, though, is one of the more disciplined hitters in the game. He really was able to draw walks. There was a point last year where Muncy was in that same breath that you would have to talk about Juan Soto, where he would walk as much as he would strike out. But then the second half of the season set in, and it sort of turned the tables on him last year. And there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 3 balls and 1 strike. He does walk quite a bit. In his career, he has 3 times walked 79 times or more. It was in the 2020 season where he had 39 walks and 60 strikeouts. His on-base percentage has always been pretty decent. Last year, it was .368. You start flirting with that .400 on-base percentage, it'll get you noticed no matter who you are, no matter what your batting average is. And here comes the 3-1 offering. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 3-2. But he certainly is a value type of player for the Dodgers. He was a 2-time All-Star, was Muncy. He's even been considered in MVP voting at times, too, where he's good enough to get a few votes here and there. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runner at second is Lamb. Gray checks the runner. And now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And Muncy is away on strikes for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Gavin Lux. Gavin Lux has quietly enjoyed a pretty solid season. He's batting .298. He's got 4 homers and 26 RBIs. He was a highly touted prospect in the Dodgers organization, as he came up as a shortstop, but with Corey Seager holding it down last year and Trey Turner coming into the fold, really Gavin Lux has been pushed aside as the shortstop. He's been getting time at second base where he is tonight. He's also played in left field. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Lux. Since the 1st of June, he's batting .328. It's the 3rd best batting average in the National League since that time. As Gray holds at the belt, he checks the runner at second. Garcia is concerned as he's in between the runner and the base, and there's a fastball that's delivered upstairs to Lux, and the count is 2-0. I'm curious to see how long that Josiah Gray will last here in this one. I can't see him going much more than 5 innings. This could be one of those 5-inning affairs, and they have to go to the bullpen. It'll be very curious to see how he does the second time through the order against this Dodger lineup. Holding at the belt is the pitcher, Gray. He checks the runner and checks Lamb again at second. Now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is to Gavin Lux. Gavin Lux is 5th in the National League in on-base percentage. 4 of the 5 players in the National League are in this game tonight, the top 5 on-base percentage players. The only one that's not is Paul Goldschmidt, who leads the National League in on-base percentage. Just taking a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard. There are some finals across Major League Baseball already, and we'll get you update on some of those. Here's the pitch from Gray. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 3-1. The Pittsburgh Pirates lost to the Chicago Cubs today. The Cubs have suddenly started to play a little bit better lately. Haven't lost since the return from the All-Star break. That's 5 in a row. They won 4-2 against the Pirates today. There's a changeup that misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. It's the second walk allowed this inning by Gray. It's going to put runners at first and second, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Cody Bellinger. It's going to bring the pitching coach out to the hill to have a few words with his right-hander. Some other looks around baseball today. The Marlins knocked off the Reds 2-1. Pablo Lopez was stellar today. He got the win, his 7th of the year for the Marlins. He knocked off Hunter Green, who dropped his 12th decision of the year for the Reds. Pablo Lopez has been outstanding quietly for the Marlins. He struck out 11 today. Baltimore Orioles are now a game above 500 as they beat the Tampa Bay Rays. They're only 3 back of the Rays now in the standings. They won 5-3. Keegan Aiken got the win in relief. Atlanta Braves went into Philadelphia, and Spencer Strider got his 5th win of the year. He knocked off Aaron Nola for the Phillies. Kenley Jansen got his 23rd save. That was a 6-3 victory. Well, here's Cody Bellinger now to the plate. As the conference is over, he's batting .204 with 12 homers and 35 RBIs. And the pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Bellinger. Bellinger has quietly started to inch his batting average up as he's now north of the Mendoza line. He's played much better over the last 4 or 5 weeks. It'll be a big boon for the Dodgers if he could get hot and carry the group here and really start to pump his numbers up a little bit. There's a fastball that swung on and popped up. It's over by the first base dugout, and it's just going to drift into the seats as Josh Bell watches it go 3-4 rows deep. And that is going to run the count now to 0-2 on Bellinger. You have a former MVP who is, I don't even think he's in the prime of his career yet, batting 8th in your lineup. Just shows you how deep the Dodgers can roll. So no balls and 2 strikes to Bellinger. The runner at second is Lamb. The runner at first is Lux. They've been benefits of base on balls. And here comes the 0-2 offering now from Gray. He holds set at the belt. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gray again leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Ruiz. He nods in agreement. Now he comes set at the belt. He checks the runner at second base. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Bellinger for the second out of the inning. So it's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Trace Thompson. For Thompson, he is coming to bat with a .262 average. He's got 3 homers and 16 RBIs. He was purchased from the Detroit Tigers a few weeks back as he was playing in AAA in the Tigers organization. So Thompson steps to the plate, batting from the right side. He couldn't play for the Tigers, but he can certainly suit up for the Los Angeles Dodgers, who have got to be considered one of the best teams in all of baseball. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Thompson. It'll be the top of the order, Mookie Betts, who waits on deck. Should Thompson be able to keep this inning alive? So here comes the 0-1 offering from Gray. He kicks and he delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Thompson is now in the hole at 0-2. Kind of curious to see how they're going to set him up. If they're going to go right back to a breaking ball or if they're going to throw something upstairs a bit. Thompson was the offense last night for the Dodgers in that 4-1 loss. He was the only one to produce the run as he hit a home run last night. And now he's asked for time as he steps out. The brother of Klay Thompson, of course, the star player, one of the stars for the Golden State Warriors. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. One thing I should have done at the beginning of this game for my own personal notes would have been to see the fastballs to breaking balls that Gray throws. I'm really surprised at how many breaking balls he does deliver. I mean, his breaking ball he's got some good stuff. He's got a good slider and a good curveball. But just the amount that he uses it as a starter, I'm a little bit taken aback by. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as he holds at the belt. Checks the runner Lamb at second. And now he delivers it as a breaking ball that is swung on. It is down in the dirt. It is fielded by Ruiz. He tags Thompson. And that is going to do it here for the third out of the inning. So for the Dodgers, they got no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners were left aboard. We're now through 2 complete. It is the Washington Nationals 2, the Los Angeles Dodgers 1. Stick around, everybody, whether you listen live or on delay. We're always glad you're here. We'll be right back here in just a couple moments. This is, again, our friend Steve Rademacher. Check him out after the game.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy, sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel, and in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the game. We'll be back after this.
Thanks for checking out Freddie and Last Wraps Baseball. It's time to announce the winners of this month's mystery pack. Boom! Josh S., you're the winner. Congratulations. Enjoy the game, and remember to tell Steve Rademacher, pick a haircut. Back to the game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the batting order for the Nationals. Cesar Hernandez comes up to face Mitch White, and he took a first pitch fastball outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. White goes back into the motion. He delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Camping out underneath it is Trace Thompson, and he's going to put that one away for out number 1 here in the third inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Juan Soto. For Soto, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. He is the talk of the town right now, and speculation of a lot of trade rumors around Major League Baseball. There's a figure as many 7 teams could put together a legitimate package for Soto, trying to bring him in as he squares the bunt and takes a fastball at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Soto, of course, got a big grin on his face. We said he really is animated in the box. He likes to toy with the pitchers and play his mental mind games. Very, very confident young hitter. Seems like he's been in the league for 15 years, and he's only 23 years old. There's a fastball swung on it, is chopped back to the pitcher. It is fielded by White. He underhand flips the first, and Soto is going to be retired. It's going to go down as a ground out 1-3 for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Josh Bell. For Bell, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to the third baseman his first time up, but he drove in the first run of the ball game for the Nats. Also subject to trade rumors, we were talking earlier that the Milwaukee Brewers were suggested to be a front runner to land Bell. Rowdy Tellez, who has had his moments in Milwaukee, but the Brewers really haven't been sold at anybody at first base. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. But what the Brew Crew would have to give up for Bell is far less than what somebody's going to have to give up for the Nationals. There was a word on the street that the Cardinals may come calling for Juan Soto. They believe they've got a package of prospects and even current players on that team to be able to send to the Nationals straight away. As that fastball misses upstairs to Josh Bell, and the count's 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Bell waggles the bat. And now White steps off as he's going to reset himself on the rubber. 1 ball and 1 strike to Bell. White gets the side from his catcher, Smith. He rocks into the motion and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's belted to deep right field. Moving back onto the warning track, and this is going to be off the wall. Betts is going to play it. Bell is digging for 2, and he's going to cruise in safely with a 2-out double. That ball hit the top of the wall. It looked like it had a chance to get out. Just not deep enough. It was a breaking ball that hung a little bit. Bell was able to turn on it. Kept his hands inside the ball and got that ball for a long way. As we look on the replay, that hit there probably about 2/3 of the way up the fence. And he's got himself a double, and that's going to bring up the DH, Yadiel Hernandez. For Hernandez tonight, he is 1 for 1. He singled and drove in a run his first time up. He's batting .272 on the season now. He's got 7 homers to go with 35 runs batted in. And the first pitch is a fastball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Hernandez. That was the 50th pitch of the ball game by the right-hander White. Be curious to see how long a leash that Dave Roberts has on the young right-hander who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Very similar pattern to the game against the Giants. He doesn't have any strikeouts, does White. Has been able to keep them off balance. It's not a power arm that blows guys away. On the season, he's got 43 strikeouts in 50 innings, so he's just shy of 1 per inning, but he's looking for his first one here tonight. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined on 1 hop. It is fielded by the shortstop, Trey Turner. He throws to first, and Hernandez is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. It's a ground out 6-3 for out number 3. So for the Nats in their half of the 3rd, they had no runs. There was 1 hit, no errors, and they leave a runner. We are now through 2.5 innings. It is the Los Angeles Dodgers trailing the Washington Nationals 2-1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the bottom of the 3rd after this. Once again, from our friend Steve.
Hello, guys. Steve Rademacher coming at you. I'm having my 500 subscriber giveaway if we get there by the end of this year. That's my name and my channel, Steve Rademacher. All you have to do is be publicly subscribed, and then you can enter to win once we hit the magic number, either an unopened, still sealed box of Star Trek official trading cards, Next Generation and Original Series. If that's not your cup of tea, we have Fleer Adrenaline with a Deerdick rookie card. I have pulled out an autograph from one of these, and there are relics. If that's not your thing, how about an unopened box of 1987 Donruss Baseball? Just come watch me, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We appreciate you, Steve, and your support that you show us. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back around in just a couple moments. We appreciate you all for being here, whether you listen live or on delay. We'll be back in just a few after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the order coming up for the Dodgers to face Josiah Gray here in the bottom of the 3rd. It is Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, and Freddie Freeman. As Betts took a fastball to start the inning for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up over on the right side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is Josh Bell. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to put away Mookie Betts for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Trey Turner. Our friend in the living room says he came in for Steve's infomercials, but he also wants an over at 8.5. Well, I have a feeling that this one is going to be a ball game that will go to the bullpens. And once the bullpens take over, you are probably on your way. It is not like the Nationals have a lights out pen, and there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes to Turner. So 1 ball and no strikes. Turner batting .306 on the season. He's got 15 homers and 69 RBIs as he takes a breaking ball down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Turner struck out his first time up against the right-hander Gray, who rocks into the motion. And now he kicks and delivers. There is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. Gray has retired 4 of the 7 outs in this game via the strikeout. He does have that kind of stuff. He has swing and miss stuff, does Josiah Gray. As I mentioned before, I just think he relies a little too heavy right now on his breaking balls. And there's a pitch. It is a changeup swung on and missed. It's going to run the count now to 2-2 on Turner. We don't see the changeup all that often from the right-hander. When he does, he catches us by surprise as much as he does the hitters. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses down. Runs the count to 3-2 on Turner. Dodgers have a lot of firepower in this lineup, and they've only scored the 2 runs so far in 11 innings in this series. And here comes the offering now from Gray. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded down the right field line. It's into the corner. It's trouble. It's going to be extra bases. Digging for 2 is Turner, and he's going to get in there safely as he's got himself a 1-out double. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Our friend in the living room is popped in to say hello. And he is 4 horses for sure. So Juan Soto, who had fielded that ball, had come up throwing. Turner cruises into second. So Freddie Freeman comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to the left fielder his first time up. And here comes the first offering now from the right-hander, Josiah Gray. He comes set at the belt. He checks the runner at second. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count is now 0-1 to Freeman. Freeman batting from the left side against the right-hander Gray. Gets himself dug back in the batter's box. He waggles the bat, waiting on the offering from the Washington right-hander. He checks the runner at second. And now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball that just misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We were cycling through that out-of-town scoreboard a little bit earlier, as there are some more finals that are trickling in. The Blue Jays knocked off the Cardinals 10-3. Cardinals were a little bit shorthanded as there were some players on the restricted list, notably Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt, not in the lineup for the Cardinals. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-1 to Freeman. Meza got the 5th win of the year against no defeats for the Blue Jays in relief. It was Hicks who took the loss. He's 2-5. The Guardians went into Boston and knocked off the Red Sox 8-3. Guardians are now a couple of games over 500. Red Sox, with that loss, are now at 49-49. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Coming toward the foul line is the left fielder Thomas. He makes the catch. And that is going to retire Freeman for the second out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Will Smith. So the Guardians, who are 2 games above 500, and as we said, the Red Sox are now at 500. We asked our poll question today, are the Red Sox going to be buyers or sellers? And the majority of the people right now have them as sellers. I have to agree, the Red Sox may have to rejig that group over there a little bit. I just don't think they have the pitching. I mean, it's tough enough to pitch in Fenway nonetheless, but to do it with what they have, they've really got to retool their group. So here comes the first offering from Josiah Gray. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Will Smith. Smith is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to third his first time up. The Mets beat the Yankees 6-3. Taijuan Walker got his 8th win of the year. And Edwin Sugar Diaz picked up his 22nd save. And here comes the offering from the right-hander Gray. It is check swing swung on. It is grounded to first. Bell fields it. He takes himself, and that's going to do it here on a ground out to 3 for the third out of the inning. The Dodgers, they got no runs. They had a hit, no errors. They strand a runner at second base. We're now through 3 complete. It is the Washington Nationals 2, the Los Angeles Dodgers 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you guys stopping in to check this out. Here's our friend Steve again. We'll be back in just a moment after this.
Hello, and we'll be right back to Last Reps Baseball after this brief message from me, Steve Rademacher. Thank you all for watching my channel and supporting me. Thank you all for supporting Freddie in Last Reps Baseball. He does an awesome job commentating. And to show you some more stuff that you could see on my channel, we have shiny Pokemon cards. We have Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre. We have Bo Jackson playing baseball. That's right. That's his rookie card. Very nice. We even have gold. We have gold. We have wrestlers. That's Rowdy Piper. And yes, we even have Jason Stokes and many ways to destroy him. So now, thank you again. Back to your regular program with your host, Last Reps Baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the fourth inning. It is going to be Keibert Ruiz, Luis Garcia, and Mikael Franco to face the right-handed starter Mitch White, who has settled down after the 2 runs he allowed in the first inning. Our friend the living room asks if we remembered the Sandy Koufax Mr. Ed commercial TV show years ago. And here comes the first offering to Keibert Ruiz. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Ruiz has grounded out to third his first time up tonight. The switch hitter batting left-handed against the right-handed throwing White. Mr. Ed, I remember the reruns, but was never really a big interest to watch him. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 1-1 strike. As I mentioned before, it's something that never really paid a whole lot of attention to, being Mr. Ed. And here comes the 2-0 offering, and there's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Ruiz. I've got it at 1-2. The scoreboard's got it at 2-1. So let's see if who's right and who's wrong. I never always trust the scoreboard. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Well, they've got it now at 2-2, so maybe we missed out on something on one of those pitches that we didn't see. Maybe we put it in the wrong spot. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander White gets a new baseball, and he rubs it up, ready to go back to work here against the hitter Ruiz. White gets the sign from his catcher, and he rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2. As we were cycling through the out-of-town scoreboard, the other games are all still pretty much underway. The other one that was a final that checked in, the Padres knocked off the Tigers in extra innings 6-4. It was Rogers getting the win and Soto taking the loss in that one. The Angels have a 6-0 lead over the Royals. That's in the top of the 9th inning. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul, and the count remains at 2-2. Shutout tonight for the Angels in Kansas City, or they're working on it, we should say. The slugfest in Milwaukee. It is a 6-6 game between the Twins and the Brewers. Josh Hader is now in the ball game to face the Twins in the top half of the 9th inning. So here comes the 2-2 offering from White, who rocks in the motion and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Drifting over is Bellinger. He's going to make the catch. That's going to retire Ruiz for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Luis Garcia. For Garcia, tonight he is 0 for 1. He grounded to the shortstop his first time up. As he is ready to face White for the second time. Other scores from around the league: the White Sox have a 2-0 lead in the top of the eighth over the Rockies. White Sox are hitting. There's a breaking ball that drops into Garcia for a called strike, and the count's 0-1. The Athletics are beating the Astros again. They won last night. They're winning 4-3 in the top of the fifth. Diamondbacks seem to have the number of the Giants. They're up 5-2 on the G-Men in the top of the fifth inning. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2 to Garcia. The other game that is currently going on after 4 innings, it is the Mariners 2-0 over the Rangers. Mariners won that game last night 4-3. And here's the offering from White. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. The Mariners had a 14-game win streak prior to the All-Star break. Houston Astros rolled into town and rattled off 3 straight wins against the Mariners, and Texas came in last night, and it seems to be the tonic the Mariners needed to get back on track as they won that one. They're looking to make it 2 in a row over the Texas Rangers tonight. And there's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over on the first base side, but it's going to go foul. That count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So that sort of gets you up to date on all the scores out of town. We'll update you later and do a full recap after the ball game. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Garcia. Similar pattern to the last at bat. He'd fouled off a number of pitches before he grounded out. He's really battling Mitch White. Here comes the offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Garcia. As we mentioned, it's a beautiful night for baseball in Los Angeles. At game time, it was 72 degrees with clear skies. Nothing like having perfect weather in a perfect condition. And here comes the 1-2 offering. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined to left field. It's going to get down, and it's going to get past the diving Thompson. And it's into the corner. Digging for second is Garcia. He's rounding second, heading for third. Here comes the throw in, and they're going to stop Garcia with a triple as he's got himself a 1-out triple here in the 4th inning. Thompson dove for the ball and was unable to keep it in front as the ball ended up getting by him, went all the way to the wall as he had to get up to field that one. And then once he fielded the ball to fire it back in, Garcia, he dove for the ball, and then he changed his mind because it took a bounce. And he tried to swat it to keep it in front of him, and it ended up bouncing, and he only deflected it with his glove a little bit, but it went all the way to the wall in left field. And he had to chase that one down. That puts a runner at third with 1 out. It brings Mikael Franco to the plate. And Franco is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to short his first time up. Here comes the first offering from White. It is a breaking ball down. Appeal over to the first base umpire, Edwin Moscazo, but he says he didn't go. It's going to be 1 ball and no strikes to Franco. They have 3 fielders on the left side. They're all about halfway. Freddie Freeman is just off of the infield grass. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is just grounded foul past the bag at third base, and the count now is 1-1. So they do want to cut off a run at the plate. Any ground ball really to the right side, as long as it's not the Freeman, would score the run here. As the second baseman is posted up on the left side of second base. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Waggling the bat is the hitter Franco, and he swings and misses at a breaking ball, and the count now goes to 1-2. Not a very good approach at the plate. That pitch was away, and he tried to pull that. That was a long swing. He swung right through it. So now they've readjusted the infielders. Now they put the second baseman back to the right side of second base. Everybody is about halfway except for Freeman. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. Ironic that that's how they would move the second baseman back there in that situation, because Franco has been really long with the swing. You would think that the ball would be going to the left side. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The runner at third is Garcia. There's 1 gone here in the top half of the 4th inning. Nationals are batting here against the Dodgers. And here comes the 2-2 offering from White. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted to deep right field. It should be deep enough. Coming underneath it is Betts. He makes the catch. He's going to have to make the throw, but no, they're not going to challenge the arm of Mookie Betts, as Luis Garcia is going to hold at third. And that is going to be a fly ball to right field. I thought it was deep enough, but not to challenge the arm of Mookie Betts. Mookie does get a round of applause from the Los Angeles faithful. Boy, oh boy. Just watch that throw again by Betts. It was cut off by the first baseman, Freeman. Not sure if that would have been on line had the throw come in. It looked like it was carrying Freeman over towards the third base side, but nevertheless, Luis Garcia does not even attempt to go. And so here comes the first pitch to Lane Thomas. It's a breaking ball. It's taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. For Thomas tonight, he is 1 for 1. He singled and stole a base his first time up. Bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing White. Kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. 72 pitches now for the Dodger right-hander. He's really settled in after that first inning where it was a little bit rocky. He has allowed 6 hits to the Nationals tonight. 3 of them came in the first inning. The rest of them have been scattered, 1 in each inning since. So here comes the 0-2 offering as he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is missed. It is dropped by the catcher. The ball gets into first base foul territory. He picks it up, throws to first, and that is going to retire Thomas on a strikeout 2-3 for the third out of the inning. So for the Nationals in their half of the 4th, there was no runs a hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is the Washington Nationals 2, Los Angeles Dodgers 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back after this from our friend Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you, Matt, your support of the channel, and in turn, we support Matt Hollis. Be sure to check him out after the game. We'll be right back after this with the call of the bottom of the 4th inning. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the 4th inning. It is going to be Jake Lamb, Max Muncy, and Gavin Lux, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Dodger lineup, coming to bat to face the Nationals right-hander Josiah Gray. Gray has been very effective. He has struck out 4 batters in his 3 innings of work as he delivers a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Lamb tonight reached base his first time up on a base on balls. He was stranded at second after he had advanced on a wild pitch. And here comes the 1-0 as it is a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Lamb. Lamb is hitting .250 on the season with a couple of homers and 4 runs batted in. As you said, he is the all-star, former all-star with the Diamondbacks, and there's a fastball that just misses inside. The count is now 2-1, but he's bounced around a little bit in the last few years with Oakland, Toronto, the White Sox. He seems to have landed nicely right now in Los Angeles. Left-handed hitting third baseman when he was with the when he was with the Diamondbacks. It was very, very impressive as he swings through a fastball. The count goes to 2-2. That Diamondback organization, when they had Goldschmidt and Lamb and Chris Drury and Owings and Abed, it was a very, very good-looking ball club. Looked like they were going to be around for many years, but it was disintegrated and blown up pretty quick. And there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Lamb stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that go by for out number 1 as he is retired here in the 4th inning, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Max Muncy. For Muncy tonight, he is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up, as that is 5 in the books for Gray. One would have to think that Josiah Gray is probably going to be, I would think he would be a type of guy that you'd have to say would be about an 8 strikeout kind of guy night. He's got that kind of stuff here, even against the Dodgers. And he delivers a first pitch breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend at the living room in the house, holding it down. As Gray ready to go back to work. He gets the sign, he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball down. They appeal over to the third base umpire. They say he didn't go, and that would be Carlos Torres at third. The rocking chair, as we like to call it. So 1 ball and 1 strike. It's a quiet night in the chat tonight. Last night we did the Mariners and the Rangers. We thought for sure doing the Dodgers we'd have a little bit more excitement, but nope, not tonight. As a breaking ball misses inside, the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. It'll be fireworks night in our area tomorrow night, the second of the 3 firework festivals that go on in our neck of the woods. We're not even doing a game tomorrow night. There's no late night games, so we're not going to do anything. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-1 on Muncy. Get a night off to take it easy, but we're going to be back again on Thursday. As we've already announced, we're going to do the Texas Rangers and the Los Angeles Angels. That game is going to be with Shohei Ohtani on the mound. So we're expecting that one to be a decent crowd for that affair. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. The count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Check that, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Muncy. We have put up our Japanese games a little bit unsure what we're going to do on Friday. We may call 2 games. We're definitely got our Japanese games up. We're going to be doing the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Saitama Cebu Lions this weekend. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. Our friendly living room says no Tigers tomorrow. Nope, no afternoon games for us as we actually have to do some work around here. So nothing available for there. And he says it's Skubal versus Darvish tomorrow. There's word that was out on the street that the Tigers might actually dangle Skubal. I think that's crazy. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Muncy has gone on strikes for the second time today. He is out number 2 in the inning, and that's going to bring up Gavin Lux. So Josiah Gray with strikeouts number 5 and 6 here to start the 4th. Lux comes to the plate. He is trying to walk his only time up. He's batting .298 on the season. So we said he's got the 3rd best batting average in the National League since June the 1st. Been absolutely on fire. So Gray ready to go at it. He rocks into the motion, he kicks, and he fires. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. That Skubal Darvish matchup would be a great game to see, though. One would expect if both those pitchers are on song, they could easily get up to 8 to 10 strikeouts each. There'll be a lot of guys walking back to the dugout. There's the 0-1 offering, and there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is now 1-1 to Lux. Tomorrow, it's just not going to work. And then on the weekend, we're looking ahead and probably looking to do Cleveland-Tampa on Saturday morning. And on Sunday, we may end up doing a double dip of Major League Baseball. As there is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is now 2-1. The ones we have on our schedule that we've kind of eyeballed are the Brewers and the Red Sox Sunday morning. It'll be a Sunday morning West Coast time, or on the East Coast at 1:35 in the afternoon. The other one that we're eyeballing is the Cubs and the Giants for Sunday night baseball. I'd like to be able to do that one for sure. There is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Lux. So if we can do something along those lines, that takes us there, and then it takes us into Monday, where Monday we are going to do the Dodgers and the Giants, and I'm looking at probably doing all 3 games of that series. Dodgers, Giants should be good. It'll be from the Oracle Park in San Francisco. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-2. So that's the schedule that we're looking like we're sorting out right now. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Lux. Gray gets the sign from his catcher Ruiz. Here comes the payoff pitch. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on it. Is tapped back to the pitcher. Gray fields it. He underhands it to first. And Lux is retired on a ground out 1-3. That is going to do it here in the 4th inning. So the Dodgers go quietly and in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 4 complete. Stick around, everybody, whether you listen live or on delay. We got all the action coming in a 2-1 ball game. We'll be right back after this. Here is our friend Steve.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel, and in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We'll be back in a few minutes. It's going to be the top of the order coming up for the Washington Nationals in their half of the 5th. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the order for the Nats to face Mitch White here in the 5th inning. That means Victor Robles, Cesar Hernandez, and Juan Soto to come to bat. Right-hander White has 73 pitches through his first 4 innings of work. He delivers a first pitch breaking ball that misses down to Robles for ball 1. The count's 1-0. Robles today is 1 for 2. He singled and scored a run his first time up. He's grounded to short. He bats from the right side against the right-hander White. He rocks into the motion, and he kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly to the right side of the infield, and nobody's going to be able to get it. As Gavin Lux was in the shift, he was playing to the left side of second base, and that little dribbler has got Victor Robles aboard with a leadoff single here in the 5th. Dave Roberts' computer is blowing up because That would have been right where the second baseman would normally stand. And so Robles is aboard, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Cesar Hernandez. Hernandez is 1 for 2 tonight. He scored the second run of the ball game for the Nationals. He singled and scored in the first, and he has flown out to left. Batting from the left side against the right-hander White, as White throws over to first base, and back in time is Robles. Hernandez has raised his season average to 244. He's got no juice in the stick. He's got no homers. He is a switch hitter. There's 3 switch hitters in the lineup tonight for the Nationals as they face the right-handed throwing White, and diving back in time again is Robles. Robles has got 11 stolen bases on the year. He can run a bit. The Dodgers are concerned. He's got an outside chance. I would say that Robles could get 20 bags this year. A lot will depend on how much he can get on base. He's never really panned out like the Nationals have anticipated. A lot of talk about Robles when he got to the big leagues that he would be kind of a star, but he's plays a very good center field. He kind of reminds me of a high-end Gary Pettis. Pettis, of course, was a Texas Ranger and a Detroit Tiger and California Angel back in the day, as there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Pettis' big knock was he couldn't hit, but could field his position really well. So no balls and 1 strike to Hernandez. When I think of center fielders who could go and get the ball, and there Hernandez squares to bunt, and he fouls off a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. It's going to reach the seats. Looked like Hernandez wasn't really sacrificing there. It looked like he was wanting to put something down for a base hit. Ended up getting around late and fouls that one off, so that takes away the bunt possibility, one would think. So no balls and 2 strikes to Hernandez. So White comes set at the belt. He throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Robles. As White drops the ball on the throwback from the first baseman. So no balls and 2 strikes. We're looking forward to the World Baseball Classic. There's going to be a qualifying round held for the Classic next year. We're looking forward to calling the action on that one. We're going to do some of those games in March. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. Off to second goes Robles. It's a delay steal, and he's going to get in there, sliding in safely. Interesting. I'm going to have to see that one again, as that pitch was down. Runs the count to 1-2. Robles took off late. It seemed to have caught the catcher Smith by surprise. Catch that one again. It was definitely a delayed steal. And what was interesting, he almost hit the pitcher, but what I didn't like about that is that the catcher Smith dropped to his knees as if he was going to throw the ball back. That's where you watch something there. And you don't normally see players who have speed like Robles does delay. Usually if a guy's got speed, you let him take the bag on his own. But that was some pretty good base running there by the base runner. He's got himself now in scoring position. And here's the pitch to Hernandez. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed. And he is gone for out number 1 here. That's an important strikeout for White. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Juan Soto. So one would think here with the free base at first that White doesn't have to be too good to the star Soto. That ball almost came back and hit the pitcher White. He had to clear himself up. Very interesting play. And not only that, because against Hernandez, they had the shift on. So once Smith delivered the ball down to second, he started sprinting to have to cover third because the third baseman was playing in right field. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. That's the part of the shift that kind of makes me shake my head a little bit, because if Robles gets in there safely, it could be a foot race over to third base. So no balls and 1 strike to Soto. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Both times he's grounded back to the pitcher. White holds and checks the runner at second. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, excited to call some of those games in the Classic next year. That'll be in March. I think what would be kind of fun would be to do the game and have the next big leaguers sit in there with us. We might have that on the docket. We'll have to keep you posted on that one. Do a little bit of color commentary. Some late night action in the World Baseball Classic. And there's a fastball swung on. It's a jam job. It is lifted over to the right side. Racing in and making the catch is the second baseman, Gavin Lux, as Soto has been retired for the 3rd time tonight. So that is going to go down as a pop-up to 4. And that's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Josh Bell. So you got to tip your hat to Mitch White, really settling down after the first inning. He's allowed a hit per inning, as the Nats do have 7 hits. But he hasn't allowed them to string them together or to be able to work them with a couple of walks at all. He's been very, very effective. White now has 2 strikeouts in the ballgame as he's ready to offer the first pitch to Josh Bell. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Bell tonight is 1 for 2. He doubled his last time up. That's the ball he hit, a breaking ball that hung, drove it off the wall in right field. Our friend the living room is demanding that runs be scored in this one. Don't worry, the bullpens are going to come in, and that's where it gets exciting. And there's a breaking ball swung on. It's lined on a hop to right field. Betts field is digging hard, and coming home is Robles. The throw to the plate is in time, and he is going to be gunned down at the plate for the 3rd out of the inning. That is going to go down as a putout, 9-2. A great throw by Mookie Betts to retire Robles. A single for Bell, but he is stranded. There were no runs in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is the Washington Nationals 2, the Los Angeles Dodgers 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple more moments with all the calls here after this. Here is our friend Steve again.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. The call of all the action. Here is one of our other commercials. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 8-9-1 hitters in the batting order for the Dodgers. It'll be Cody Bellinger, Trace Thompson, and the top of the order, Mookie Betts, to come up to face the right-hander Josiah Gray. Our friend the living room says Mookie is his favorite player. One of my former employees and a former player of mine was Mookie's roommate in the minor leagues in the Boston organization. And he was saying that when Mookie was a young guy and a teammate, they knew he was going to be good. They just didn't know he was going to be this good, as in MVP / potential all-star, or not potential all-star slash maybe future Hall of Famer good. And there's a first pitch fastball swung on. This is belted to deep right field. If it stays fair, it's going to be trouble, and it's gone. A home run for Cody Bellinger. And that is how we're going to start the bottom of the fifth inning, as he hit that one a country mile for a home run, number one here in the inning. And that is going to be Bellinger's 13th of the season. That ties the score at 2 apiece. So no matter what happens from here on out, you know you're going to at least have a fifth run in this ball game. Our friend the living room, who is hoping for those more than 8.5 runs. So 2-2 is now the scoreline, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Trace Thompson. So the first pitch that Bellinger sees, a 94-mile-an-hour fastball on the inner half of the plate. He absolutely turned around on it. He was just able to keep it fair by a few feet. As it stayed inside the ball, did not hook around the foul pole. And here comes the first offering now to Thompson. It's a fastball that misses down for ball one, and the count is 1-0. That ball was lofted up. It only really went about maybe half dozen rows into the stands, but just the height of the ball as it left is pretty impressive. There's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. For Bellinger, it's his 13th home run of the season, his second home run in his last 5 games coming out of the All-Star break. So they really need him to catch some fire. Here's the offering. It is a fastball that catches the inside corner. Count goes to 2-1 on Thompson. So 2 balls and 1 strike. It is a standing room only crowd tonight in our chat. It is a soft night for our visitors. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Thompson, who struck out his first time up, is 0 for 1 on the evening. His defensive gaffe in that last half inning, or check that, in the 4th inning, did not come back to haunt the Dodgers. There's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 3-2 on Thompson. Our friend the living room who's listening in, 1 month from now, we will be on our way back to the Detroit area. Looking forward to trying to get to see a couple of games at Comerica Park. A bit choked. I hear the tunnel bus still is not up and running. There's a fastball swung on. This is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Thompson's aboard with a single here, and that is going to bring up the top of the order in Mookie Betts. 78 pitches now for the right-hander Gray. One would have to think he may not make it to see the 6th inning tonight. I'm a little surprised that both of these pitchers have hung in. And here comes the pitching coach Hickey to the mound. Talk to his young right-hander. It's the 2nd trip today he's made out to see the young right-hander. So Hickey's talking to them and sorting out what they have. Mookie Betts, who homered to begin the ball game for the Dodgers, is 1 for 2 tonight. He's also popped out to first base. He's raised his average up on the season to 267. So the runner at first is Thompson. There's nobody out, and Mookie Betts stepping up to the dish. As he gets himself set in the batter's box, we're ready to resume the action. We're here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Dodgers have just knotted up the game at 2. On the home run by Cody Bellinger. And here comes the first offering from Gray. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Mookie Betts was able to gain some momentum for the Dodgers with that great throw to end the top half of the 5th inning, as he was able to gun down the speedy Victor Robles at the plate. So here comes the 0-1 offering. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. Our friend the living room says getting a passport is impossible in Windsor right now. It's pretty crazy out here, too. We had customers of ours who just got themselves their Canadian citizenships, but they couldn't get a passport. They said, welcome, you're now a Canadian citizen, but you can't get a passport to travel. How about those apples? But anyways, they had to go. People here will leave the lower mainland area and go to Victoria, or they make appointments to have to get them in other locations. There are some people that were saying that it was even easier to get it in Alberta than it was anywhere else. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is 2-1. People were actually leaving to go to Alberta to get their passport so that they could be able to travel. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Betts. It's a bit strange on how things are. It's almost like that is contrived and planned, that they don't want people to leave the country, so they'll make it difficult in different ways. And there's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count is 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Mookie Betts. And I say they, being the government specifically. Gridlock at the best of time for governments, but let alone here now that people want to get their passports. How hard is it to get a passport? How hard is it to process that? And of course, if it was private business, they wouldn't be able to operate that way. Here comes the 3-1 offering now to Betts. As Gray kicks and delivers, it is a fastball swung on, and it's pop foul. It's going to reach the seats behind home plate, and that's going to run the count to 3-2. Waiting on deck is the shortstop, Trey Turner. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Betts. The runner at first is Thompson. There's nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. Dodgers already have 1 run on the board on the home run by Cody Bellinger to lead off the inning. And that has knotted this game up at 2s. So Betts waggles the bat. Gray checks the runner at first, and now he comes set at the belt. And he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to third. They throw to second for 1. It's not in time. Back to first, and that's going to get Betts. Thompson was moving on the pitch. Nice play by Maikel Franco, who fielded the ball. He really had to fire over to second base. But the runner, to stay out of the double play, they had started Thompson in motion. So he slides in safely to second base. That's going to go down as a putout on 5-4-3 to get the first out of the inning on Mookie Betts. That'll bring up the shortstop, Trey Turner. For Turner, he is 1 for 2. He's doubled and struck out in his 2 trips to the plate. He bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Gray, who holds at the belt. Now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. I would have to think that this is probably going to be the last inning for Josiah Gray, as his pitch count is up to 85 now. Turner on the year is that double in the last time up, has raised his average to 307 on the season. So holding at the belt is the right-hander Gray. He checks the runner Thompson at second, and now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly over to short. It is fielded by Garcia. He throws to first. It's not in time. Advancing on the ground ball was Thompson to third. That was a really strange play. I would have thought Garcia might have taken a shot to try to get the runner going from second to third, because the ball was hit to his right. He had to circle the baseball and field it and then go across the diamond. But that is going to be an infield hit for Trey Turner. That's his second hit of the evening, as the shortstop Garcia fielded the ball, probably because Franco wasn't at the bag or close to the bag, was why the decision was made to go to 1. But Turner beats it out for an infield single. That puts runners on the corners, and it's going to bring Freddie Freeman to the plate. And you're going to have to keep our eye on Trey Turner, who's got 17 stolen bases this year. This would probably be an opportunity to get himself into scoring position. And here comes the first pitch from Gray. It's a fastball that misses up and away to Freeman for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Freddie Freeman. You have some Dodgers are coming to life here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. I thought the second time through the order would be when they would start to get to Gray. I just didn't think it would be the bottom of the order that would do it. And there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The runner was in motion, being Turner, and that's going to run the count now to 1-1. So he has to return to first base. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Freeman. this season with runners in scoring position, Freddie Freeman is, I think, 375. He's got only a couple of homers, but the 44 RBIs are what pop out. And here comes the pitch from Gray. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 2-1. It is Erasmo Ramirez up and throwing in the Washington bullpen. The journeyman right-hander has been around with a number of teams over the last few years. He's been used as a spot starter. He's been used as a reliever. He is getting hot, as it looks like he'll come in to replace Josiah Gray here at some point. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and it is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted to deep center field. It's going to be caught by Robles. It's deep enough. Tagging at third is Thompson. He's going to score. Turner is going to return to first base. That's going to be a sacrifice fly to 8 as it goes in the scorebooks for the second out of the inning. It'll be an RBI for Freeman as it brings home Thompson, and the Dodgers now have the lead 3-2. With 2 gone in the 5th inning, and that'll bring up the catcher, Will Smith. For Smith on the evening, he is 0 for 2. He's grounded to third and grounded to first in his 2 trips to the plate. The crowd in LA now have something to cheer about as they have a 3-2 lead. We've got ABQ in the house, and he's pumped that the Dodgers have taken the lead. Our friend from Inglewood in the house here. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Smith. Smith on the season, batting .260. He's got some juice in the stick as well. 14 homers and 47 RBIs. When we watched the Texas Rangers and the Mariners last night, one of the things that we noted was that the Texas Rangers, there's a fastball swung on and that's fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. The Rangers rolled out 7 of their 9 hitters had 10 or more home runs. Dodgers have in the lineup tonight 5 of their players with 10 or more home runs. There's a little bit of power on both of these clubs. Of course, there's a couple regulars that are out of the Dodger lineup tonight. Here comes the pitch from Gray. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 1-2. My friend Dave says much better as he pops in here. Incognito, I should say. Just double the likes, that's all. And so here comes the 3-2 offering. As Gray holds at the belt. The wave is in full effect in Los Angeles at this point now as they throw over to first base, and easily diving back in time is the base runner, Turner. The lights have taken effect in Los Angeles as the sun has gone down and it is twilight. So here comes the 1-2 offering to the right-handed hitting Smith. Gray holds at the belt, and now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into shallow right field. Coming in on it is Soto. He's got room and space. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to do it here as Smith is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, everybody, this is going to give us an opportunity here for what we like to call our proverbial Japanese halftime. Unfortunately, we're not going to have a length of time, as it'll give us a chance to stretch our legs and get a drink, and we'll be back in a moment here. They had 2 runs in the inning, and there were 3 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 5 complete. It is a 3-2 ball game. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment to chat with the chat after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher. Hold tight, everybody. We'll be right back.
Domo Ortega. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the sixth inning, and coming to bat for the Washington Nationals is Yadiel Hernandez, Keibert Ruiz, and Luis Garcia. The Dodgers have taken the lead with 2 in the bottom of the fifth. And Mitch White is still on the mound as he delivers a fastball that misses inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Hernandez tonight is 1 for 2. He singled, is driven in a run, and he's grounded to short. His 2 trips to the plate. Here comes the offering from White. It is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. Our friend Zero Fox Sports says that it was hot, but now the marine layer and clouds are rolling in. Not so much up here. We have got the heat wave going now. We've joined the rest of the country. The Pacific Northwest is in the midst of its first heat of the summer. It is 95 plus degrees in areas. There's a breaking ball that misses, or that catches the inside corner, and the count is now 2-1. Was definitely not what we've had. We have really had a wet spring, late spring. The forest fires have not really been an issue. Well, they're always an issue, just not so much this year. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Keibert Ruiz and Luis Garcia to follow here for the Nationals in their half of the sixth inning. Nats jumped out to that 2-0 lead in the first, and it's been quiet ever since. White has really been able to keep the bats in check for the Nats. Nats have had 8 hits, but nothing to be really strung together since that first inning. And there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Yadiel Hernandez. White gets the sign from his catcher, Smith, and he's ready to go. He kicks and delivers it as a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to retire Hernandez for the first out of the inning. That is going to bring up Keibert Ruiz here with 1 out in the 6th. Our friend in the living room says, "Hello, everybody. This is Steve." And Fred's still on the mic. Timestamp that bottom 5 transition. There you go. So here comes the offering now from the righty White, who delivers a fastball. This is popped up over behind second base. Moving over underneath it is the third baseman, Max Muncy, who's over in the shift, and he's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Ruiz for the second out of the inning. Our friend in the living room says, "I'm Dracula confirmed." Probably so. So 2 gone here, and that's going to bring up Luis Garcia, the shortstop. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He had a triple his last time up as Trace Thompson had dove for a ball, and he misjudged it, and the ball got by him. It went all the way to the wall. But he was stranded at third as the Nats were not able to capitalize on that 1-out triple by Garcia. So 1 for 2 tonight. He's got his average up to 280, and there's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend in the living room who's listening in, things I can appreciate and looking forward to getting back to Windsor. Some Capri pizza. That is our go-to. Used to be Arcata as a kid, but There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Capri is a couple of guys who went to school with, owned the restaurant, took it over from the parents. They're doing a heck of a job. They've expanded their operations a little bit. And here comes the offering now from White, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into center. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of Bellinger. So Garcia's aboard with a 2-out single. Living Room says their cat was so much better. Yeah, I had partial to that too. I knew the girls, the daughters from school, elementary school and high school, and hung out with the younger daughter for a bit. Good gal. So Garcia's the runner at first with 2 away, and that brings up Mikhail Franco. They sold it. Once they sold it, they changed the sauce recipe a little bit because they gave the ingredients as part of that, and whatever they did for their sauce or how they made it, the ingredients, and whatever the new ownership was, they decided to make a change. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Living Room says he doesn't like Capri until the next day reheated. Yeah, sometimes that works. That's one of the spots on the agenda. So no balls and 1 strike. Here's the offering here from White. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and that runs the count now to 0-2. 96 pitches for the young right-hander who's given the Dodgers to this point a quality start if he can get one more out. And then we'll be turning it over to the battle of the bullpens, one would expect. So no balls and 2 strikes, 2 gone here with the runner at first in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-2. Outside of that, I'm not sure what other foods or things that I would probably say that I could probably miss or probably want to have. Windsor pizza is pretty good. It's hard to find a good pie out on the West Coast. In fact, hard to find a good pie in a lot of places. Certainly like the Chicago deep dish when I'm there. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Franco is gone on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it for the Nationals. There was no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 5.5. It is the Los Angeles Dodgers 3, the Washington Nationals 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. The call of the bottom of the 6th inning. We're glad you guys could be here with us tonight. We'll be right back after this from our friend Dave.
Thanks for checking out Freddie and Last Raps Baseball. It's time to announce the winners of this month's Mystery Pack. Boom! Josh S., you're the winner. Congratulations. Enjoy the game, and remember to tell Steve Rademacher, pick a haircut. Back to the game.
Hello, guys. Steve Rademacher coming at you. I'm having my 500 subscriber giveaway if we get there by the end of this year. That's my name and my channel, Steve Rademacher. All you have to do is be publicly subscribed, and then you can enter to win once we hit the magic number, either an unopened, still sealed box of Star Trek official trading cards, Next Generation and Original Series. If that's not your cup of tea, we have Fleer Adrenaline with a Deer Dick rookie card. I have pulled out an autograph from one of these, and there are relics. If that's not your thing, how about an unopened box of 1987 Donruss Baseball? Just come watch me, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and we'll be back in 30 seconds with the call of the bottom of the 6th inning. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Dodgers looks like it is going to be finished for them. Jordan Weems is now coming into the ballgame to take over for the Washington Nationals as Josiah Gray's day is done. It's going to be his 16th appearance of the year. He's got an ERA of 6.60 in 15 innings of work. He's walked 9 and struck out 17. So Weems on in relief, and the first offering is a fastball swung on and missed by Jake Lamb. The count is 0-1. Lamb, Muncy, and Lux here to face the right-handed throwing Weems in the bottom of the 6th inning. Weems kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. A little bit harder thrower than what we saw in the right-hander Josiah Gray. He's come in 96-97 right out of the gate. So no balls and 2 strikes to Jake Lamb. Lamb tonight is 0 for 1. He struck out looking his last time up, and he has walked. And here comes the offering from Weems, but now the home plate umpire Chris Conroy holds up the stop sign. As we're going to do this all over again. Our friend Zero Fox Sports says New York style is his pizza of choice. There are certain areas of the country here that they have different areas of pie. With the one thing, and there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. There's a Armenian, Greek, Italian population in Windsor. A lot of Italian influence, and one of the things is that they do shaved pepperoni. They sprinkle it all over the pie. That's one of the highlights. As there's a fastball swung on it is pop foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side of home plate. That keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So if you like your pepperoni shaved and sprinkled all over the pie, you're going to like that. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lamb. It's unique to the area, and certainly with that Italian population, it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's thin crust like a New York style pizza. As here comes the 1-2 offering now to Lamb. It's a fastball swung on it. It is lashed foul just past a diving Josh Bell at first base. That's going to keep the count at 1-2. I like the thin crust, but I also like the deep dish for its own way. The deep dish in Chicago, when you're in Chicago, Geno's East, there's a couple of locations. They have a nice pie. It's almost like a cornbread that they have at the bottom of the pie. Speaking of cornbread, I made a gaffe the other day when I was down in the States. I forgot to get my cornbread mix. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes to Lamb. Max Muncy waits his turn on deck. Our friend in the living room says New York pizza gets too greasy. I like a greasy pie, though. I like all kinds of pizza. It's New York, if you don't have grease, if there's not grease on the bottom of the box, it's not really a New York style pie. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. This is now starting to turn into a bit of a battle here, as this is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up here for left-handed hitting Lamb. I remember there was a guy I used to know from Ann Arbor, Michigan, who we used to do some work with years ago, and he said the same thing. I like a pie that when you lift out the box, there's grease at the bottom, and you know it's a good pie. Our friend Dave says Marie Callender's has a good cornbread mix. As here comes the 1-2 offering. There's a fastball swung on it. Is popped up over on the left side of the infield. And camping out underneath it is the third baseman, Franco, and he is going to make the catch, and that is going to do it. Check that. It was the shortstop, Garcia. The Franco is over on the right side. So Lamb is retired for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Max Muncy. One of the things that I like for cornbread mix is Jiffy. I missed out on getting some Jiffy down in the States when I was down there on the weekend. I forgot to do it. My whole intention was to grab some of the Jiffy mix. And the next thing you know, I forgot to do it. So one gone here, and that is going to bring up the left-handed hitting Max Muncy, who takes a fastball upstairs for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Muncy tonight has struck out in both of his trips to the plate. And here comes Weems to deliver again as Muncy waits on the 1-0 offering. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. That now is going to run the count to 1 strike. Just as we mentioned, a programming note, we're going to be off tomorrow night. No games tomorrow. Fireworks night here, and we're going to go enjoy one of the 3 events. The Celebration of Light. As here comes the 1-1 offering. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count now goes to 1-2 on Muncy. So 1 strikes. Muncy waggles the bat, waiting on the offering here from Weems. He holds at the chest and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. Muncy stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that go by for out number 2. He's got himself a sombrero. That's going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Gavin Lux. And he knew it as soon as he watched that go by. Muncy just started to walk straight back to the dugout. That is going to bring up the second baseman, Lux. Lux is 0 for 1. He grounded back to the pitcher his last time up. He's also walked. So Lux waiting on the offering here from the right-hander Weems. He swings and misses, and the count is quickly 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Lux. As we mentioned, programming notes will be back on Thursday night. Texas and Los Angeles, the Angels, that is, and we're going to call that game with Ohtani pitching. We're looking forward to that. I saw a graphic. I think they said that the Angels have only won games that Ohtani has started over the last, 12 games or something like that. So there's the breaking ball that misses, and the count is now 1-1 to Lux. Can't remember. It was something along those lines. And there was a certain date. I think it was like about 12 games. And it's only been when Ohtani's pitched that the Angels have won. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down. And the count is now 2-1. I'm curious to see where the Juan Soto sweepstakes are going to end. Are they going to move him? One would have to think with him turning down that extension, he will be on the move. What's the package that they're going to return? I don't know. But the Cardinals are one of the teams whose names have cropped up, and they figure they could go all in for him. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 2-2. And probably they could take some pieces off the big league roster to do it. You look at Dylan Carlson in center field, the young center fielder. I'm not sure if they would move him or not, but Tyler O'Neill probably could be moved because he just can't stay healthy. O'Neill's another one, although he's been a 2-time Gold Glover. I would think O'Neill, maybe Harrison Bader, one of those would be in play. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly over to the shortstop Garcia, who throws to first, and that is going to retire Lux on a ground out 6-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Dodgers go quietly in their half of the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 6 complete innings. It is the Los Angeles Dodgers 3, the Washington Nationals 2. Stick around, everybody. The back third of the ball game is coming up, and this is where it gets exciting. We're going to the bullpens. It looks like the Mitch White's night is done. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers, and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the Royal Family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody, with the call after this. Everybody, we do have a pitching change. The Dodgers under the bullpen as they have brought in Almonte in relief of Mitch White. Almonte, a right-hander, is in his first season with the Dodgers. He had pitched his first 4 years with the Colorado Rockies. It's his 26th appearance. He's worked 27 innings, allowed 17 hits, 4 runs, all of which have been earned. He has walked 10 and struck out 27. He's got an ERA of 1.33, and he's got no decisions on the year. He's going to be facing the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order. It is going to be Thomas, Victor Robles, and Cesar Hernandez. So Yency Almonte on here to begin the 7th inning. And here comes the first offering to Thomas. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Talking in the last half inning about teams that can offer packages for Soto. Also, the New York Yankees can take some players off the big league roster as well. A host of prospects. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 1-1 to Thomas. When I think of the Yankees, I think of Alcantara and the shortstop Anthony Volpe, or maybe even the Martian and Jason Dominguez. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit between Thompson and Bellinger, and Thomas has got himself a leadoff single here in the 7th. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Victor Robles. For Robles tonight, he is 2 for 3. He has singled twice. He's stolen a base, and he was gunned down by Mookie Betts to end the 5th inning. This was a really good throw by the Dodger right fielder to erase Robles at the plate. Robles has raised his season average up to 241 on the year. And here comes the first offering from Almonte, but instead he throws over to first, and getting back in time is the base runner Thomas. So the right-hander Almonte leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, and he's ready to go to work. Squaring to bunt is Robles, and it's bunted foul back behind home plate. It's almost like a sacrifice bunt. I'm not sure if I'm Robles that's what I want to be doing in this situation. I think probably I'd want to push or drag something somewhere. Use your speed to try to get on as well. They do have Muncy in on the grass. Freddie Freeman is holding at the bag at first base. The middle is in double play depth. So the right-hander Almonte comes set at the belt. He kicks and he delivers again. Robles squares to bunt, and again it's bunted foul. This time it looked like he was trying to drag it down the third base line. Runs the count now to 0-2. Trying to think of other things that maybe in Windsor food-wise that I would be interested in being able to get to, but reality is it's not much else. It was just kind of maybe some pizza, and that'd be about it. Don't have any other cravings. Well, he just squared a bunt again, and it's a breaking ball that misses inside. The count is 1-2. So what I'm not a big fan of here is just the late break on how they're trying to drop the bunt down here. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here comes the offering. But again, they throw over to first base, and getting back in time is Thomas. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Robles. Monte leans in. He gets the sign from the catcher, Smith. And here comes the offering, and it is a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Robles stood there and watched it go by for out number 3, out number 1 here. Not thirds, retires out number 1. So they're trying to put him into scoring position. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Cesar Hernandez. Our friend in the living room says, Dragons in for Chinese. There are a couple of places downtown that used to be go-to places. I think it was Ming Hua's, and what was it? Something else on the corner of, was it Tecumseh? Not Tecumseh, on University and just west of Olette Avenue. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. The count is 1-0 to Hernandez. Trying to think of a couple other places. There used to be the Red Sail out on Walker. Used to be fairly good, but also fairly expensive. They used to have a bird nest soup. If you're into that one. Yeah, there's Jade's. I think Jade's is gone now, if I'm not mistaken. Some of the places have closed up. Downtown Windsor, I hear, is a bit desolate. There's a change-up that misses down, and the count is 1-1. The days of the bar scene downtown, not quite the same. I also understood there's been some shootings downtown. I think 3 shootings. I think it was the Bull and Barrel, if I'm not mistaken, had one recently. So 2 balls and no strikes here to Hernandez, and there's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field. Camping out underneath it is Thompson. He makes the catch. It's going to retire Hernandez for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it up to the right fielder, Juan Soto. Speaking of shootings, there was an alert out here. We had a alert across the provinces. There was a gunman on the loose in Langley, British Columbia yesterday, 6:20 in the morning. Everybody got their emergency alert texts. And what happened is somebody was going out and shooting the transients by the sound of it. There's a first pitch breaking ball swung on it. Is popped up behind home plate. It's playable. Moving over is Smith. He's underneath. He makes the catch. And that is going to retire Soto for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it for the Nationals in the top of the 7th. So for the Nats, they had no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is the Dodgers 3, the Nationals 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call after this from our friend, Steve Rademacher. Here's Steve.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you, Steve. We know Walker Buehler's hurt, but we have a Did You Know About him. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 7th inning, and we're going to see the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming to bat for the Dodgers. That means it's going to be Cody Bellinger, Trace Thompson, and the top of the order are Mookie Betts. 8, 9, and 1 coming up for the Dodgers. And it'll be A pitching change coming up for the Nationals, and we'll get you all those specs in just a moment when we return. And take just another 30-second timeout. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Well, I guess we're not going to have a pitching change because Jordan Weems is coming back out for his second inning of work. He was able to take care of the Dodgers in order in the 6th. And he's going to be entrusted to face Bellinger, Thompson, and Betts here in the 7th inning. Weems taking over from Josiah Gray in the 6th. And the first offering to Bellinger is a fastball that misses upstairs. Bellinger showed bunt, but he took that pitch. Bellinger tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a home run and a strikeout. So he is got his average up to 206 on the season. Bellinger steps in. He waggles the bat. And here comes the offering. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Bellinger bats from the left side. He had that towering home run that stayed just inside the foul pole back in the 5th inning to tie the ball game. He's really started to swing the bat better as he's raised his season average to 206. There's a fastball swung on it. It is popped up. It is in shallow right field. Coming in on it is Soto, but making the catch. Cesar Hernandez, that's going to put away Bellinger for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Trace Thompson. Our friend the living room was saying earlier about some of the Chinese food and some other stuff that is more around the lines of local. Although I don't really eat it anymore, I can't eat it for other reasons, and that is if you ever get a chance to go to Tommy's Roadhouse, it used to be the Tunnel Barbecue downtown, used to be great for ribs. And ribs and chicken. If you came through the tunnel from Detroit to Windsor, there was the Top Hat and there was the Tunnel Barbecue. Both of those places are now gone, both iconic places in the city. There's a fastball that misses upstairs to Trace Thompson for ball 1, and the count's 1-0. I have to admit that ate my fair share of ribs that we probably won't be eating anymore. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. They appeal over to the first base umpire. And they say that Thompson went, so the count is now 1-1. That is the right hand of Edwin Moscazo who goes up. Say that Thompson did go for after that pitch. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Weems kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. Count now goes to 1-2 on Thompson. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Thompson came around and scored the 3rd run of the ball game for the Dodgers when he was brought home on that Freddie Freeman sacrifice fly back in the 5th inning. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Thompson. And there's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and that runs the count even at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting left fielder. Since Thompson has come back to the Dodgers, he's made some instant impact. That home run in last night's affair raised his average up to 267 on the season. Basically, the Dodgers rescued him from the Detroit Tigers AAA farm team where he was buried with Toledo. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Thompson. Waiting on deck is the leadoff hitter, Mookie Betts. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Thompson. Right-hander Weems leans in and he gets the sign from his catcher Ruiz. Now he comes set at the belt. And he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses inside for ball 4. And Thompson is aboard with a 1-out walk here in the 7th inning, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Mookie Betts. For Betts tonight, he is 1 for 3. He had a solo shot to lead off the ball game for the Dodgers, and then he popped out to first and grounded out his last time up. It was a 5-4-3 ground out. And we say 5-4-3 is because Thompson was on the move and they couldn't get it over to second in time. But before that happens, we've got Dave Martinez coming out of the bullpen, and that's going to be it for Weems. He's going to be making a call down to the pen as we're going to have a pitching change. So Weems' night is over. We have a change. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments after this. This is our friend Dave again. Check out his channel after the game.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Erasmo Ramirez entering the ball game. He is coming on in relief here. He'll be the third pitcher used by the Washington Nationals. He was up and heating earlier in the game, and now he is coming on in to have to face the right-hander hitting Mookie Betts. For Ramirez on the season, he's going to be his 34th appearance. He's had a couple of starts. He's worked 45 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 51 hits. 23 runs, 21 of which have been earned. He's walked 9 and struck out 34. The journeyman is 1-1 on the season, and he's got a 4.14 ERA. He's pitched fairly effectively for the Nationals out of their bullpen. He began his career back in 2012 at the big league level with the Seattle Mariners, and then he was offloaded over to Tampa Bay. His best year, arguably, in the big leagues was in 2015, where he was 11-6 with the Rays. And then he went back to Seattle for a couple of seasons, and then he has had a bit of tour of the big leagues. He was with Boston in 19. He was with the Mets in 2020. He bounced with the Tigers last year in 2021, and now he's with the Washington Nationals. So he has had his tour around the big leagues. He is a Nicaraguan-born player. There's not a lot of Nicaraguans in the history of the game. 15 players in Major League Baseball, and he is one of 2 currently in the big leagues. The other is Jonathan Loaizaga, is a New York Yankee reliever. So Erasmo Ramirez, he's from Arribas. So he takes over here to face the right-handed hitting Mookie Betts. And so the first pitch to Betts is a fastball swung on, and that is fouled away. And the count is quickly 0-1. For Betts, as we said, he is 1 for 3 tonight. He homered, popped out, and grounded out his other trips to the plate. He's hitting .266 on the season. Our friend The Living Room says you could go to Steimar's or Black's and get some good baked goods. It's true. Steimar's over off of where it turns from Dougal into Olette. Got the road over there by the old Teutonia Club, which I don't think exists anymore. There's a fly ball lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it is Soto, and he's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Betts for the second out of the inning. A friend of the living room had sent me a link to somebody's channel. I forget who it was, and it was about old time things or different things in Windsor. I didn't look at really the one that you sent me, and I can't remember what it was all about, but I did check out some of the other videos on that channel. Some of the ones I thought were kind of funny were from, so I think it was the Massey Herman football highlights from the early 90s. The student body. It's just a little bit behind my time, but I was looking to see if I was roughing any of those games. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. For Trey Turner tonight, he's 2 for 3. He's got a single, a double, and he has struck out in his 3 trips to the plate. He's raised his average to .309. And here comes the 0-1 offering from Ramirez. kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-1. For Ramirez, he can really get it up there. He still has some juice in the fastball. He can bring it up to 94, 95 miles an hour. He's got some good run on the pitch as well. So Ramirez checks the runner at first. Now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that is swung on. It is lifted into shallow right field. Coming in on it is Soto. He makes the catch with a little hop in his step. And that is going to retire the Dodgers here in their half of the seventh inning. So Erasmo Ramirez comes in and does the job, retiring the two batters he faced. There was no runs, there were no hits, no errors, and there was a runner left aboard. We are now through 7 complete in Los Angeles. It is the Dodgers 3, the Nationals 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys being here. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this from our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Steve Rademacher coming at you. I'm having my 500 subscriber giveaway if we get there by the end of this year. That's my name and my channel, Steve Rademacher. All you have to do is be publicly subscribed, and then you can enter to win once we hit the magic number. Either an unopened, still sealed box of Star Trek official trading cards, Next Generation and Original Series. If that's not your cup of tea, we have Fleer Adrenaline with a Deerdick rookie card. I have pulled out an autograph from one of these, and there are relics. If that's not your thing, how about an unopened box of 1987 Donruss Baseball? Just come watch me, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support. And we'll say goodnight to Zero Fox Sports. We appreciate you for checking in and listening in tonight. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple after this. Welcome back, everybody. We have a left-hander coming in. It is going to be Garrett Clevenger taking over here on the mound for the Dodgers. Clevenger is going to be appearing in his 4th game of the year. He's worked 2 2/3 innings. He's got an ERA of 3.38. He has walked 2 and struck out 4. So he is taking over here for the Dodgers in their half of in the top of the 8th inning to face the Nationals. There's a first pitch delivered to Josh Bell. It's swung on. It's grounded up the middle. It is thrown to first base, and it is going to be offline. And Bell avoids the tag, and he gets in there safely. We're going to see how they're going to have to score that. I would have to think that's going to be an error. And that would probably be on Gavin Lux, but we'll get a look at that here in just a moment. We'll see how they are going to rule that one. That is Lux. He threw it offline. The tag from Freeman was not there. I'm not sure what Lux was doing, but ended up tailing up the first baseline toward home plate. No tag on Bell as he was able to just get in safely. So we'll get the scoring on that. And that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Yadiel Hernandez. We're scheduled to bring him up. We'll see if they're going to do a pinch hitter, and they are. It is going to be Nelson Cruz. The veteran is going to be coming up, and that is going to be a throwing error to Lux. So E4 charge to Bell. They do have a quick conference on the mound. So it will be Nelson Cruz coming off the bench. Nelly Cruz is hitting .231 on the season. He didn't get the nod tonight in the Nationals lineup. Cruz has got 8 homers on the year, and he's got 48 RBIs. So here comes the first offering from Clevenger. And it is a fastball that is swung on and missed. 96 miles an hour, and Nelly Cruz not get cheated on that hack. He swung through it, missed, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. My friend in the living room said about the one about Yorkie, about climbing the CKLW tower to get arrested and then to get some good food. Yeah, you can get 3 hots in a cot. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Cruz waggles the bat. And he's waiting on the offering here from Clevenger, who holds at the belt. He checks the runner, and now he delivers. It is a fastball that misses down. The count is now 2 balls and 1 strike to Nelly Cruz. The Nationals have played the Dodgers tough in this first 2 games of this series. Yesterday, winning the first game 4-1. They've been in it here, but the offense has been quiet since the first inning after they scored their 2 runs. Dodgers have slowly chipped away. The opportunity here for the Nationals with Cruz at the plate. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 3-1 to Nelson Cruz. There is action in the bullpen as Phil Bickford is up and throwing. Took a look earlier today. There's a couple of rehab pitchers on rehab assignment. Dustin May was promoted to AAA the other day. There was a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count's now 3-2 to Cruz. And Andrew Heaney was, I believe, sent down to the Arizona League Dodgers to get some work in as he begins a rehab assignment. So Dustin May would be a huge boost to the Dodgers when he returns. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Nelson Cruz is gone on strikes. He is retired for the first out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Keibert Ruiz. For Ruiz tonight, he's looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3. He has grounded to third. He's flown to center and popped to third. He's 0 for 3 on the evening. He's batting from the right side for the first time tonight, as he is a switch hitter. Facing the left-handed slants of Garrett Clevenger, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Ruiz is a big fella. He's digging in, waiting on the offering from Clevenger here. Kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. Very similar to the first pitch that he saw. Big fella. He's listed at 6 foot 225. Venezuelan native, just turned 24 years old last week. One would expect he's going to be around for quite a while in a Washington National uniform. He's got a very favorable contract as he is under team control. Here comes the offering from Clevenger. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. In that trade with Josiah Gray, it was also Donovan Casey and Ricardo Carrillo, who are minor leaguers, that came over to the Nats as part of that deal. Obviously, you get 2 players that are going to contribute, and an everyday player in Ruiz and Donovan Casey, but the book is, on Josiah Gray, but a Donovan Casey and Gerardo Carrillo are, the report is still out on those guys, where he's at. So here comes the 1-2 offering to Ruiz as Clevenger holds at the belt. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball taken on the outside corner for a called third strike. Ruiz watched that one go by for out number 2, and that's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Luis Garcia. Kind of wonder in some ways why they would have pinched hit Nelson Cruz for Hernandez in that situation. That's where you would want to ask a guy like Dave Martinez, the manager, to find out what his thought process it was. You look at the other players on the bench, you had Ari Adrianza, you had Barrera, and you had Escobar. As there's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count's 1-0 to Garcia. The reason I say that is because for me, my money, Nelson Cruz is a run producer. He's a guy who can put a charge into the ball. But those other three guys can come up and bunt the runner over and get him into scoring position. And then you got a couple of cracks to be able to bring him home. Whereas Nelson Cruz is in scoring position when he gets in the batter's box, but really doesn't warrant that spot right now. Maybe in the top of the ninth inning to try to tie the game, as there's a fastball catches the inside corner and it counts 1-1. So just the timing of it. Garcia tonight is 2 for 3. He's got a single, a triple, and he's grounded out. He's raised his season average up to 284. So Garcia waggles the bat and waiting on the offering here from Clevenger, who holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Luis Garcia. Those kind of questions in those situations to get into the mindset of why they do certain things the way they do, or why certain managers do things the way they do. Here comes the 1-2 offering. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lefted into shallow left field. Coming hard is Thompson. It's going to land in foul territory. He slides again as it bounds up against the wall. It had to slide as he was getting toward the wall. It happened a couple of innings ago when he went feet first into the wall in left field, and now a very similar type of play. Just a little further up the wall a bit. He's not been wall friendly tonight there, that's for sure. He's getting his workout running to the foul territory side in left field. Here comes the 1-2 offering. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field, and this ball is gone. A home run for Garcia. It's a 2-run homer. That's going to cash Josh Bell ahead of him, and the Nationals have taken the lead 4-3 here in the top of the 8th inning. I don't know if I saw that coming. That's only the 3rd homer of the year for Luis Garcia, and there's not too many people in our game here live tonight listening in. Hopefully the ones on delay can enjoy this. It's a 2-run homer, and the Nationals are now out in front 4-3 on the Dodgers here in the top of the 8th inning. So our friend in the living room, who is in the house here, looking for that 8.5 to fall. Well, now you might want to put your Dodger pom-poms on, because you know if they score 2 runs and take the lead, you've covered your 8.5. Or even if they can get 1 run to tie it, take it extra innings, you know you've got it done too. So here comes Maikel Franco to the plate, and it's a first pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. For Franco tonight, he is 0 for 3. He has grounded out, he's flown out, and struck out. As Clevenger ready to go back to work again. He gets the sign from his catcher, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Make sure we stay hydrated here, as we said the temperatures in these parts got up to 95 degrees today. There's a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but Edwin Moncozo says that Franco didn't go, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Franco. And here comes the offering from the lefty Clevenger. It's a breaking ball that misses down. And again, they go over to the first base umpire, but this time Moncozo says he went around. And Franco has gone on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning, but damage has been done. There were 2 runs in the inning on one hit. There was an error, and there was nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is the Washington Nationals 4, the Los Angeles Dodgers 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back after this with the call of all the action when we return. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Dodgers are trailing here. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. It's 4-3 for Washington. CV Baseball Card Collector in the house. We're glad you're with us. We're going to bring it home. The Nationals have just taken the lead. Let's see if the Dodgers can come back. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Dodgers, and it is going to be Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, and Jake Lamb. There is a pitching change for the Washington Nationals. They are going to the bullpen for the third time tonight. It is going to be Victor Arano coming in, as he is going to be replacing Erasmo Ramirez, the Mexican right-hand 6'2", 228 pounds of a Philadelphia Philly. Hasn't pitched in the big leagues since 2019. Joined the Nationals this year. He's going to be working his 27th game. He's got 25 and a third innings under his belt, 26 hits, 16 runs, 14 earned. He has walked 6 and struck out 26. So he is going to be entrusted to try to hold the Dodgers at bay here in the 8th inning. And this pitch to Freddie Freeman's a breaking ball swung on him. Missed, and the count is 0-1. So Arano here to face Freeman, Smith, and Lamb. Freeman tonight is 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice fly and knocked a run in the 5th. He's also flown out to left field twice. And here comes the 0-1 offering from Arano. There is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined over the head of the Rover, the second baseman who was in shallow right field. It's going to drop in front of Juan Soto. And just like that, the Dodgers are in business with a base hit here to begin the 8th inning, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Will Smith. For Will Smith, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He has grounded out to third, he's grounded to first, and he has flown out to the right fielder. If we were in the Japanese league, this would be a pure bunt situation right now to play for that one run to tie the ball game up. But this isn't the NPB, this is Major League Baseball, and I'd be shocked to see that because I don't think that's going to be a part of Dave Roberts' computer scheme. So here comes the first offering here from Ramirez, from Arano, who delivers a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count's 0-1. I was mentioning this the other night. They were saying, or I looked it up, the average runs per game per team in Major League Baseball was 4.3 last year. And when you think of the average run scored, now, of course, it depends on team to team. Some teams' offenses score more, some teams score less. If you get that leadoff runner on and you bunt them over, even if it's 2 or 3 times a game with the runner at first, then you've got opportunities to be able to score that run potentially. And I know that they sometimes will say that they prevents a big inning from taking place when you're sacrificing, but you have to do that 3 times a game and then maybe pound out or string together a big inning. It should exceed that number at 4.3, one would have to think. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1 strike to Will Smith. I don't know if that's always the case. It's different thought processes. Certainly it works for the Japanese and it works for the Koreans in their style of play. They don't have the big boppers, whereas a team like the Texas Rangers last night, where they could roll 7 of their 9 hitters up to the plate who can hit double-digit home runs, that seems to work fine for them. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Will Smith. But this at bat here, if they're not able to get Freeman into scoring position, it becomes a questionable wasted at bat. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Smith waggles the bat. Arano checks the runner at first, and he comes set. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted to left field. Camping out underneath it is Lane Thomas. He makes the catch. Tagging it first is Freeman. But he is back to first safely. It did draw a throw all the way from Thomas to the cutoff man, and Freeman is safe. That is a line out to left field for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the schedule to bring up the designated hitter, Jake Lamb. So Lamb on the night is officially 0 for 2. He walked in his first time up, but he struck out looking and popped to short his other 2 trips to the plate. It's the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Dodgers are trying to get back into this one as they are found themselves behind the Nationals 4-3. So Arano holds at the chest, and now he kicks and delivers. Squaring to bunt is Lamb, and it's bunted foul. The count is 0-1. That's probably 1 batter too late. Again, the thought process here, why are we sacrificing now? I know that Will Smith is in the cleanup role. I know that Will Smith is having a decent year. I don't consider Will Smith to have a plus bat. Maybe for a catcher, it's a plus bat. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to first. Bell fields it. He throws to second. It's offline, and it's going to be safe as Freddie Freeman has slid into second base safely. So they miss an opportunity for the fielder's choice. It pulled Garcia off the bag. That's definitely going to have to go as an E on the first baseman. Probably a fielder's choice and a throwing error. Will officially be in the books. Just too casual. Takes him off of the base. Garcia catches it. And then he tries to come back and tag the runner, Freddie Freeman, who slides in safely. So now we've got something brewing here as the Dodgers have runners at first and second and only 1 out. That's going to bring Max Muncy to the plate. It's also going to bring out Hickey to the mound. Again, the pitching coach, because he's going to talk it over with his group. That was some shoddy defensive baseball by the Nationals. So there's runners now at first and second with 1 gone. And Max Muncy stepping up to the plate. Muncy tonight is 0 for 3. He has struck out all 3 times he's come to the plate. So they got something going here, do the Dodgers. And that conference is now over, and the Dodger fans are now on their feet cheering for their local heroes. So Muncy steps to the plate. He's only hitting .158 on the season with 9 homers and 31 RBIs. They keep rolling him out there, do the Dodgers. It's in the bottom of the 8th inning. They've got 2 on and 1 out. They do have a shift on here as the shortstop is in between the runner at second and the bag, and there's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. The official scoring on that is Jake Lamb reaches on the fielder's choice. But Freddie Freeman advances to second on the throwing error by Bell. So a fielder's choice and an error is how the official scorers will read that one out. So here comes the 1-0 offering now to Muncy. And there is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander Arano has fallen behind here, and now he's got to give something good. So our friend, the living room, who was pumping for 8.5 on an over, might be getting his wish now, as their Dodgers have put themselves in position to score some runs. Or maybe it's the Nationals who put the Dodgers in that position because of their shoddy defense. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As we said, it's a beautiful night for baseball in Los Angeles. This game sure hasn't disappointed for that. And here's the 2-1 offering. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left field. Coming over underneath it is Lane Thomas. He makes the catch. It's going to retire Muncy for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to Gavin Lux. So for Lux, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded out twice, and he has walked. As he steps up to the plate, ready to face the offering from the reliever Arano. As we mentioned earlier, Lux has had the 3rd best batting average since the 1st of June in the National League. He's been on an absolute tear, getting a chance to play more often, getting to be a little bit more comfortable at the big league level. And here comes the offering from Arano. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to second. It is fielded neatly by the second baseman, Hernandez. He throws to first, and Gavin Lux is retired on a ground out 4-3 for out number 3, and that is going to do it for the Dodgers in their half of the 8th inning. So they had no runs in the inning. There was a hit, there was an error, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 8 complete. It is the Washington Nationals 4, the Los Angeles Dodgers 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few after this. Glad you guys are with us. Here is our friend Steve.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day. And there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is Garrett Clevenger still on the mound, as he is still on here for the 9th inning. First pitch he delivered to Lane Thomas was a fastball down for ball 1. Thomas batting against the lefty as he delivers a fastball that misses outside, and the count's now 2-0. It'll be Thomas, Robles, and Hernandez here to face the left-hander in the ninth inning as the Dodgers trail the Nationals 4-3. Clevenger leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Smith, and he holds at the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Dodgers are looking to get back into the ballgame here in the ninth inning. They've got to shut the door here if they want a chance to tie it up and bring it home in the ninth, as there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 3-1 to Thomas. A 2-run homer in the 8th inning was the difference maker so far for the Nationals. It was Luis Garcia who drove home Josh Bell and himself, put the Nats up 4-3. Here comes the offering now from Clevenger, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. And Thomas is aboard with a leadoff walk here to start the 9th inning. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Victor Robles. For Robles, he's been on base twice tonight. He singled in the first and scored a run. He singled and stole a base in the 5th, but he was gunned down at the plate by Mookie Betts. He's also grounded out and struck out looking. So Robles is a threat to bunt. And one would think that the Dodgers will be poised, ready to try to take that away from the speedy center fielder. And here comes the first offering from Clevenger, but instead he throws over to first. And getting back in time is Thomas. There was no sign from Robles that he was going to square there. Sometimes they will throw over to see if he's going to break his hands. So no indication from the hitter that that's what's going to happen. So here we go. Here comes the first offering to Robles that kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Clevenger came on in relief in the 8th inning. It was a bit of hard done by, as it was a error by the second baseman, Gavin Lux. It would have been a routine out to retire Freddie Freeman. And then a couple of strikeouts, and then the homer by Garcia. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded through the 6th hole into left field. It's going to be a base hit as Robles is aboard. Now they've got runners at first and second to the Nationals, and it's going to bring Cesar Hernandez to the plate. Hernandez, the switch-hitting second baseman, is going to be turned around and bat right-handed for the first time tonight. He is 1 for 4. He singled and scored a run in the first. He's flown to left twice, and he is struck out. They had Phil Bickford up and throwing earlier, had the Dodgers. They do have a right-handed hitter, or the left-handed hitter, Juan Soto, is on deck, and then the switch hitter, Josh Bell, to follow. So here comes the first offering to Hernandez. He squares to bunt, but it's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. And the count is 1-0 to Hernandez. Hernandez's average is stuck at 242. I'm curious here to see how this is going to play out, because if he bunts the runners over here, then that's going to take the bat out of Soto's hands, who's on deck. So let's see what happens. He does square to bunt, and he does take a called strike this time. It's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and counts 1-1. And we've got Dre Viziono in the house here. He says, "Let's go blue." Sounds like he's cheering for the Dodgers. We thank you for stopping in tonight. Here comes the 1-1 offering as Clevenger kicks and delivers, and squaring to bunters. Hernandez is down. As Clevenger fields it, he throws to first, and they're going to nail Hernandez. It's going to go down as a sacrifice. 1-3 to retire Hernandez. It's going to advance Thomas to third. It's going to move Robles over to second, and that's going to bring up Juan Soto to the plate. So for my money, they might as well hold up the 4 fingers to walk Soto and put all the pressure into Josh Bell's hand to do some damage here. But Soto steps into the box. He's 0 for 4 tonight. He's grounded out twice, and he's popped out twice. His groundouts have been back to the pitcher. The infield is in. There's a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away. It's on the count to 0-1. Well, I'm surprised here that the Dodgers are pitching to Soto. would have thought they would have maybe put him on to put up a possibility for a double play because, as we know, Josh Bell's not the most fleet of foot. So no balls and 1 strike to Soto. And who knows, this could be the last time we see him in a Washington uniform. As there's a fastball that misses inside, but that's hit Soto. And he's going to get first base. That is going to put him on a hit batter. It's going to load the bases. And now that's going to bring up the first baseman, Josh Bell. As we go look at the replay on that, as Soto was trying to get out of the way, it just caught his jersey. If you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's the kind of pitch you want to get hit by. As you're leaping out of the way, it grazed his jersey, but it went all the way to the backstop. So in some ways, it's fortunate for the Dodgers that did hit him. So the bases are loaded. It brings Josh Bell to the plate. Bell tonight has been on base 3 times. He's got a single, a double. He reached on an error his last time. He scored a run. He's driven in a run. And here's the first offering from Clevenger, and he takes a fastball right down the middle for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Bell. Bickford is back up and throwing again in the Dodger bullpen. He's like a 5-alarm blaze down there. He is really working quick. Here's the pitch from Clevenger. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. Moving back on it is the center fielder Bellinger. He makes the catch, tagging at third and heading home is Lane Thomas, and he is going to score the run to put the Nationals up 5-3. It's going to be a sacrifice fly to the center fielder for an RBI. It's the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to Nelson Cruz. And they're still leaving Clevenger out there on the mound as of right now. So Cruz steps to the plate. He is 1 for 4 tonight. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He replaced Yadiel Hernandez. Cruz struck out his last time up. He's facing the left-hander here. And here's the first offering. It is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. Hunter Harvey is up and throwing in the Washington bullpen. He'll be looked to call upon to close this one out. So Clevenger's still in here. By the way, on the fly ball, Robles also tagged from second and went to third. So the runners are on the corners right now. And there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is driven into deep left center field. And this ball is going to get down. It's off the wall. 1 run is in. They're waving from first all the way around Juan Soto. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's not in time. And that is going to be a bases clearing double for Nelson Cruz as he picks himself up a couple of RBIs there. And that is going to increase the lead to 7-3. And our friend in the chat here, the living room, is going to be fist pumping and high-fiving because he needed to get that 8.5 cleared. And Nelly Cruz was able to do it right there on that double to left field. And that is now going to put the Nationals up 7-3 here in the top of the 9th inning. And that is going to be it as they are going to the bullpen, maybe a couple of batters too late. Clevenger is done. Bickford is coming in. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple after this. Glad you're with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Phil Bickford coming into the ball game. This is going to be the 4th pitcher used tonight by the Dodgers as he is coming on to replace Garrett Clevenger. As the Nationals have pounced on the Dodger pitching for 3 runs here in the 9th inning to take a 7-3 lead. 3 runs here in the 9th, capitalized by 2 in the 8th. The Nationals are cruising right now. It is going to be Kybert Ruiz, the switch hitter, who will come up to face Bickford. He is 0 for 4 tonight. He has struck out. He's flown to center, popped to third, and grounded out. That is where we stand. Just as a couple of notes, we are going to give the out-of-town scoreboard after the ball game. So stick around for that. All the other games across Major League Baseball are now finals. This is the only one that's still going on. Bickford is in his 35th appearance. He's 1-1 on the year. He's worked 31 in the third innings, allowing 6 walks and 29 strikeouts. His ERA is fluffed up at 5.74. And here comes the first offering to Ruiz, who takes a changeup upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Ruiz. Ruiz has seen his average slip to 246 on the season tonight, as he's got that 0 for 4 line. Bickford holds, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball at 94 that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Bickford holds at the chest. And here comes the offering to the left-handed hitting Ruiz, who swings, fouls it off, but he loses the bat. The ball was fouled off on the third base side, but Ruiz fouled it off, and the bat went towards the first base dugout. He's going to have to retrieve that one, and the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Just as a reminder, we will be back on the airwaves again on Thursday. We're going to take tomorrow off, as we're not going to be calling anything tomorrow night. There's no games, no action. Thursday, we'll be back on for the Rangers and the Angels late night. So Bickford holds at the chest, and now he's ready to offer to Ruiz. He swings and pops it up. It's going to reach the seats behind the third base dugout. That's going to run the count now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And then it'll be the Japanese action on the weekend, as the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Saitama Cebu Lions are on the docket. That is the resumption of the NPB season after their All-Star break. Their second game of the All-Stars is coming up tonight. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded, and it's going to get past the glove of the sliding Trey Turner, and scoring all the way from second is going to be Nelson Cruz. Another run on the board, an RBI single for Ruiz. And that is going to increase the lead to 8-3. That is going to bring up the shortstop, Luis Garcia. So all of the runs in this inning and in the last inning have been charged to Clevenger. The last inning, the runs were unearned. So Nelly Cruz still showing some athleticism as he rounds the bag at third and heads home. And so 8-3, the Nationals have the lead here in the top of the 9th inning. Here comes the offering from Bickford. It is a breaking ball that misses low, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Luis Garcia. This is the 8th hitter the Nationals have sent to the plate here in the 9th inning. Garcia has raised his average to 288 on the season. He is 3 for 4 tonight. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. He is a double shy of the cycle. He's got a single, a triple, and a home run. A double here would give him a cycle. Not the natural cycle, but a cycle for sure. So here we go. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count's now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Bickford holds at the chest. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lined to the shortstop, Trey Turner, and that is going to end the inning here in the 9th inning for the Nationals, but damage has been done and lots of it. There were 4 runs in the inning, and there were 3 hits and no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 8.5. It is the Washington Nationals 8, the Los Angeles Dodgers 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We're appreciative that you're here, whether you listen live or on delay. We'll be back after this. Hang tight. Bottom of the ninth is on the way.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the ninth inning, and the 4th pitcher of the ball game is coming in. Check that, the 5th pitcher of the ball game coming in for the Nationals. It's going to be Hunter Harvey as he is taking over. It's a non-save situation. He was heating up in the inning before, but he is going to be coming up here, and he's going to be facing Cody Bellinger, Trace Thompson, and Mookie Betts, who are scheduled to come to hit here in the 9th inning for the Dodgers. Dodgers find themselves in a 5-run deficit as the Nationals were able to tack on 4 in the top of the 9th to give them an 8-3 lead over the Dodgers here as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. So Bellinger, Thompson, and Betts to face the right-hander Hunter Harvey. And Harvey holds at the belt and he delivers the first pitch. It's at 97 for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So Bellinger, 1 for 3 tonight. He homered. He's also popped to second and struck out. His average has been raised to 206 on the campaign. He's been quietly playing much better over the last 4 to 6 weeks. As here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Bellinger waggles the bat, and here comes the offering from Harvey, who kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Bellinger. An 8-3 national lead here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The right-hander Harvey holds at the chest. He delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into left center field. Racing over on it is Lane Thomas. He's going to make the catch, and that will retire Bellinger for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Trace Thompson. For Thompson tonight, he is 1 for 2. He singled and scored a run. He's also walked and struck out. He's raised his season average to 267. We said earlier, Thompson, who was rescued out of the Tigers farm system, acquired in a trade for cash, getting a chance to play here every day with Chris Taylor out of the lineup. And here comes the opportunity. It is a fastball from Hunter Harvey that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. 97 miles an hour was that last pitch. So Harvey waggles the bat. Thompson waggles the bat, waiting from the offering from Harvey. There is a fastball that just misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Mookie Betts waits his turn on deck. As we're here in the bottom of the 9th inning with the Dodgers down by 5. And Harvey kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Thompson. Thompson waggles the bat, waiting on the offering here from Harvey, who gets the sign from his catcher, Ruiz. He comes set. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is now 2-2. Hunter Harvey can really dial it up here a little bit. He's ran that last one up at 7 miles an hour. He's been in the big leagues since 2019. He was originally a first-round pick of the Baltimore Orioles. There is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Thompson has gone strikes for the second out of the inning, and 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Mookie Betts. Harvey was originally a first-round pick of the Orioles, 22nd overall as a high schooler back in the 2013 draft. 27-year-old made his big league debut back in 2019 with the Orioles. He pitched parts of the last couple of seasons at the big league level. He was placed on waivers by the Orioles, picked up by the Giants, never appeared at the big league level by the Giants, as he was put on waivers at the end of March by San Francisco, leaving spring training. Washington Nationals snapped them up. There was a first pitch fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. So it kind of gives you a bit of a head scratcher why the Orioles gave up on him. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. It is fielded neatly by the third baseman, Franco. He throws to first, and that is going to do it as Mookie Betts is retired for the third out of the inning. And that will do it here. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your final score from Chavez Ravine: Washington Nationals 8, the Los Angeles Dodgers 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a few minutes. We're going to give you the out-of-town scoreboard, and then we'll wrap this baby up. Hang tight, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to look at the out-of-town scoreboard here as this game is a final. All the games across Major League Baseball have been completed. We'll start off by giving you the final from Detroit. The San Diego Padres scored 3 in the top of the 10th inning to beat the Detroit Tigers 6-4 tonight. 6-6-0 for the Padres, 4-11-1 for the Tigers. In relief, Rogers gets the win. Gregory Soto takes the loss. Nick Martinez picked up his 4th save for the Padres. Afternoon action saw the Chicago Cubs continue their undefeated ways after the All-Star break as they knocked off the Pirates 4-2. 4-10-1 for the Cubs, 2-4-1 for the Pirates. Thompson gets the win, his 8th of the year for the Cubs. He's 8-4. Wilson takes the loss for the Pirates. He's 1-6. Michael Givens gets the save. That's his 2nd of the year. In Cincinnati, the Marlins knocked off the Reds 2-1. It was Pablo Lopez's day on the mound. He went 7 strong for the Marlins, striking out 11. He gets his 7th win of the year against 5 losses. Hunter Green took the loss for the Reds. He drops to 3-12. It was Scott getting the save for the Marlins. 2-11-0 for the Marlins, 1-2-0 for the Reds. Your final again, 2-1 Marlins. The Orioles knocked off the Rays 5-3. It was Keegan Aiken in relief getting the win. He goes to 2-1. Posh takes the loss. He goes to 2-1 for the Rays. Lopez gets his 19th save for the Orioles. The Orioles are now a game over 500. They win that one 5-3. In Philadelphia, the Braves played the Phillies with Spencer Strider on the mound for the Braves. He picked up his 5th win of the year against 3 losses. He knocks off Aaron Nola, who goes to 6-8. Kenley Jansen gets his 23rd save. 6-10-1 for the Braves, 3-5-1 for the Phillies. Again, your final 6-3 for Atlanta. In Toronto, the shorthanded Cardinals lost to the Blue Jays 10-3. Cardinals without their 2 big stars in the order, Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt, as they're on the restricted list. They were not allowed to get into the country because they don't have their vaccinations. It was 10-14-0 for the Blue Jays, 3-8-1 for the Cards. Meza gets his 5th win against no losses for the Jays in relief. Hicks takes the loss for the Cardinals. He drops to 2-5. The Guardians knocked off the Red Sox 8-3. It was McCarty getting the win. He gets his first of the year. He's 1-2. Winkowski takes the loss for the Red Sox. He's 3-5. 8-12-0 for the Guardians. 3-7-1 for the Red Sox. Again, your final 8-3 Cleveland. In New York, it was a crosstown rivalry. The Subway Series reunited. The Mets knocked off the Yankees 6-3. It was 6-10-1 for the Mets, 3-9-1 for the Yankees. Taijuan Walker gets his 8th win against 2 losses. Montgomery takes the loss for the Yankees. He's 3-3. Edwin Sugar Diaz comes on to get the save for the Mets. In Kansas City tonight, the Royals lost to the Angels 6-0. 6-9-0 for the Angels, 0-5-1 for the Royals. Suarez got the win for the Angels. He goes to 2-4. Zerpa takes the loss for the Royals. He's now 2-1. Your final again, 6-0 for the Angels. In Milwaukee, the Brewers walked off the Twins in the bottom of the 9th inning. It was 7-11-1 for the Brewers, 6-7-0 for the Twins. Hader gets the win in relief. Duffy takes the loss for the Twins. Final score again for Milwaukee, 7-6. The Chicago White Sox knocked off the Colorado Rockies 2-1 today. It was Michael Kopech got the win. He goes to 4-6 for the White Sox. Marquez takes the loss for the Rockies. He's 6-8. Hendricks gets his 19th save. 2-9-0 for the White Sox, 1-9-2 for the Rockies. Again, your final score, 2-1 Chicago. In Oakland, the A's seem to have the number of the Astros. It's 2 in a row. They have made it as the A's knock off the Astros 5-3. Montez gets the win. He's 4-9 now for Oakland. Garcia takes the loss for the Stros. He's 8-6. Trevino gets the save. That's his 10th. 5-6-1 for the A's. 3-7-0 for the Stros. Again, your final is 5-3 Oakland. In Arizona, the Diamondbacks made it 2 in a row over the Giants. Tonight, it was Ian Kennedy getting the win. He goes to 4-4. Rodon takes the loss. He's 8-6 for the Giants. The line score was 7-5-0 for the D-backs, 3-7-0 for the Giants. Again, your final 7-3 D-backs. In Seattle, the Texas Rangers fell back-to-back games to the Mariners as they lost a 1-run game last night and they lost a 1-run game today. It was 5-4 Seattle. Seattle walked them off in the bottom of the 9th. With a pair of runs, it was 5-8-0 for the Mariners, 4-7-0 for the Rangers. Swanson gets the win in relief, his first of the year. Martin takes the loss. He drops to 0-6 for the Rangers. And the final score from Los Angeles, the Nationals knocked off the Dodgers 8-3. The scoring recap of this was 2 runs in the top of the first inning by the Nationals. Victor Robles led off the game with a single. And then he was singled over to second by Cesar Hernandez. And with 1 out, Josh Bell knocked home Victor Robles with a ground out, and then it was Yadiel Hernandez singling home Hernandez, and that made the score 2-0. For the Nat. And that's the way these guns. Cody Bellinger at the game at 2. Trace Thompson then singled. He was safe at second on a ground out by Mookie Betts. Then Trey Turner singled. And then Freddie Freeman hit a sac fly, and that put the Dodgers up 3-2. Well, that's the way it stood until the 8th inning. And then in the 8th inning, Josh Bell led off the inning with reaching base on an error by Gavin Lux. After a couple of strikeouts, Luis Garcia homered, and that put the Nats up 4-3. Well, in the 9th inning, the Nats put it away for good. It was Lane Thomas who led off with a walk. Victor Robles then singled. Cesar Hernandez then was sacrificed those runners over to second and third. Juan Soto was then hit by a pitch. Then Josh Bell stepped up and hit a sacrifice fly, and that drove in the runner from third, which was Lane Thomas, to increase the lead to 5-3. And it was Nelson Cruz's turn. He stepped up and smacked a double, and that brought in a couple of runs. That made the score 7-3. And then after a pitching change, when they went to the bullpen, Kybert Ruiz hit a single. That brought home Nelson Cruz, and that ended the scoring at 8-3. Once again, your final score from Chavez Ravine is the Washington Nationals 8, the Los Angeles Dodgers 3. We appreciate everybody for being here tonight, whether you listen live or on delay. It's always a pleasure to have you in the stream. We'll see you guys again on Thursday. Nothing for us tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. We'll catch you again later.